Last time on Square Roots, Sora harnesses the power of laughter in Monstropolis before heading to the frozen wilds of Arendelle, just in time for Elsa's big solo. Later, he doesn't want to build a snowman, but he does, over and over and over again. Olaf, you gad-for-nothing hunk of ice, pull yourself together next time.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Square Roots, the classic RPG podcast. My name is Jim Banks. I am joined by Matthew Van Zant.
Ahoy hoy.
John, what's a good name for John?
Brandon.
Johnny, what's a character from this? Johnny Baymax Brandon.
Sup, sluts?
That's not how Baymax talks.
That's Baymax's
Baymax talks like
catchphrase.
this. Sup, sluts.
And Vanessa.
I'm Vanessa.
And this is a podcast where we play and talk about your favorite classic RPGs, one chunker at a time, and we are still playing Kingdom Hearts 3. This is, I think while I like the Caribbean world, I think this chunker drags. This drags a game.
Yeah, it does. How say that word? Let's land on a pronunciation.
Caribbean.
Yeah, how say?
Caribbean.
Caribbean.
Not Caribbean.
People always say Pirates of the Caribbean.
I don't know.
Not Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, that's true. I would say it's Pirates of the Caribbean, but you
I
go
think
to the
people
Caribbean.
that say that are...
The Caribbean is a place, but Pirates of the Caribbean is a ride.
Exactly.
So Pirates of the Caribbean and the Caribbean.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, guys, before we get into it, who has hot gaming news to share?
HGN. God of War has a release date. It's coming out in
We went
November.
over that last week.
Why is it in the notes then?
Nobody's updated that section yet.
The Halo Infinite campaign co-op launched in public testing. That's right, folks. Did you think it was coming out last week? Ha! Nope.
Oh, wait. The Halo, the co-op? The co-op's still not out. I thought that was coming out in May.
Halo Infinite campaign co-op launches in public testing.
Well, they said it was going to be in May, and I'm a gamer who can't accept any delays, even if things are really hard right now and everyone has to work from home because there's a pandemic. Me. Johnny needs his game that he probably won't play. But I love co-op, and I love playing Halo co-op. However, I've been playing Halo 2 co-op with my friend on and off for like 2 years, so I need to finish that first. And then 3. And then ODST. Then 4. Then 5.
It looks like a 2-week-ish beta test type deal. And then hopefully it'll come out after that. Exciting. Anybody else got
Did
any
you guys
hot
hear
gaming
about
news?
this? Did you guys hear about this new PlayStation Rewards program?
No.
I believe it's called PlayStation Stars.
Is it like
it's
the
a
coins?
free membership that allows you to earn points by playing games.
Oh. Are they going to be
And
like
you
doing
earn
NFTs
you
in the
earn
background?
stars
Yeah, it
by
sounds like it's going to be tied to NFTs.
yeah, you earn stars by successfully completing specific trophies in certain games. And
Yeah.
I think you can like get prizes like money.
You can't get money. This sounds like a rumor that your uncle who works at Nintendo told you.
This headline says new PlayStation Rewards program can give you money for playing games, getting trophies.
Is it
Okay.
money, or is it like,
Why
here's
would they
$5?
say money if they didn't mean money?
No,
Sony, get out of my friend Jim. You're not welcome on our podcast. This is an independent podcast. We're all independent gaming journalists or something like that. and you gotta go. We don't want to listen to your ad.
We're only independent because nobody's currently offering us any money.
Yeah, so we will.
I'm
sell
still
out
wearing my
so
Manscaped
fast.
shirt. I'll never take it off.
I wear that shirt sometimes around the house, but I don't see how I could possibly wear it in public.
Is comfy undershirt.
It is a pretty comfy shirt.
Makes a comfy undershirt.
Is it cash money or is it like a PlayStation voucher? If
I
it's
don't
$5 towards a game of my choice, I don't consider that to be money.
Also, as part of the rewards program, they are unveiling a new type of reward called digital collectibles. But they're definitely not NFTs, said Sony VP Grace Chen. Definitely not NFTs. Definitely not.
Are they on the
you
blockchain?
You can't trade them or sell them. It's not leveraging any blockchain technologies,
Okay.
and definitely not an NFT.
These were definitely going to be NFTs, and
Yeah.
then
And then the bottom fell out.
the bottom fell out, and the sentiment turned so fast, and they're like, no, it's just like a sticker. There you go.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. Maybe we'll see how that develops. I tend to like reward loyalty programs. I think Microsoft's is okay.
There's
I have a
nothing-
friend who hasn't paid for his Game Pass subscription or whatever for like over a year because he keeps racking up enough rewards points in his Microsoft thing to just pay for his membership.
Wow.
What friend? We know all your friends.
I don't think I know any of your friends. Do you have friends?
I've got
Yeah,
some.
he has you and Johnny and Stan.
And Paul, or is Paul Matt's coworker?
Paul is Matt's
Jesus
coworker.
Christ.
Paul's just a guy.
Paul's just a guy. He's not our friend.
Jim, I have some hot gaming news.
Okay.
It's a little spicy.
Oh, okay. This is hot gaming news after dark.
Well, not that kind of spicy.
Yeah.
Just a hot take. So, John Riccatello, he is the CEO of Unity, that smaller game engine platform thing. And he was discussing with PocketGamer.biz that if game developers are not putting in basically extra money hooks like loot boxes and seasons and stuff, they're fucking idiots. That is a quote. He says, Ferrari and some of the other high-end car manufacturers still use clay and carving knives, Riccatello said. It's a very small portion of the game industry that works that way, and some of those people are my favorite people in the world to fight with. They're the most beautiful and pure, brilliant people. They're also some of the biggest fucking idiots, because they aren't, like, doing loot boxes and seasons and make you, like, pay for every pair of shoes.
I don't know that I've ever really understood the concept of a game. Like, in the context of, like, multiplayer games, I guess I do, but in, like, I'm not, when I bought Control, I paid for the Control season pass, even though I had no idea what it was for.
But that's not the same thing as, like, a online season thing. That's different.
Well, you're talking about, like, what is it called? It's called game something. Gaming.
Monetization?
You know? Yeah.
Gamification.
No. Monetization
Called
of
gaming.
But, like, okay, say, like with Assassin's Creed, they do seasons, and you can buy, like, a season pass where if you do certain things, you get XP rewards and then, like, extra gear and stuff, right? I feel like Assassin's Creed does that.
But this guy, his
Does
whole
it?
premise presupposes that every developer has the same goal, which is just to maximize the monetization of their property.
Mm-hmm.
Which is probably true of 98% of what's going on in the world, but
Well,
not
anything
all
that's
the
a
time, every
publicly
time.
traded company sort of has to, right?
Well, yes, and that's the thing about publicly traded companies, and that's why we should demolish the stock market.
Whoa! All right, Comrade Vanessa. I mean, I think that games age better when they stop having these kind of online hooks, because a lot of times that means that they're like pinging servers and won't work offline, and then in 5 years they'll be completely replaced. Like, I have all this, I was looking at Destiny DLC, and I have all this Destiny DLC I literally can't play anymore. And I spent like $100 on it. And that sucks.
Yeah. That's a bummer. Games as a live service. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. And I guess that's sort of what he's getting at, but he's just a big dum-dum.
But at the same time, I can kind of see a lot of games as a live service as a realistic model. Like it does kind of make sense. Some of them have done it right. I don't know which ones, but like games coming out episodically and stuff like that. Didn't Telltale do that with a lot of their stuff?
Uh-huh.
But I feel like that's different. They weren't like selling you Batman's different cape and then like you have to keep spending $10 every 2 months to get different capes for Batman, and that's sort of what he's talking about.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that stuff doesn't bother me though. Like you monetize the shit out of your game with that stuff if you want to. I'm probably not going to pay for it. Don't fucking care.
Sometimes it can backfire, like Skyrim's horse armor. No, it was Oblivion. Oblivion released some horse armor for like $10, and it was just aesthetic, and people threw a fit. But that was years ago.
Wasn't that one of the very first DLCs
yeah.
ever?
These days, aesthetic DLCs are pretty common.
Have you heard about DLCs coming to your new BMW?
Yes,
I did hear about that. Or certain features are behind a paywall.
Yeah, there's
Like
subscription
seat warmers?
services like seat
What?
warmers. Yep.
What?
You pay $18 a month to get your seat warmer.
Why? But it's in the car.
Oh yeah,
That's not-
and access to it is $16 or $18 a month.
No.
It's insane. What I like
That's
though
weird.
is they're gonna try and prosecute people for like hacking their cars and just getting all the features they want, especially after they're out of warranty. But I believe that's legal in the U.S. and Canada. It's there's I forget there's a term. There are people who know more about laws than I do that would know the term for that, but I don't want to single them out. So
I think that is dumb. But again, I understand, like, from a business perspective, what everyone is saying is, like, charge as much as you can for everything all the time. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, that's business, I guess. But it's dumb. I don't like
what
it.
if
Stupid.
like Tesla or BMW starts doing loot boxes and like if you get the purple tier unlock, suddenly your car has like 700 horsepower and can smoke everyone at a light because they I mean like especially Tesla can literally do that. And maybe that is if this BMW thing is successful, which honestly I don't think it will be. I think car buyers are older. They aren't growing up with this kind of bullshit. You know, they want to have the thing in their car. I think this will be handily rejected, but I could be wrong.
Depends on how they can sell it.
Yeah, if it's part of your lease, like if you don't physically own the car is the only way I could see it working.
I think someday we'll reach a point where you can like pay to have the lights turn green for you when you're driving.
I hope so.
No.
Yeah.
Isn't that like
When
the
all
Hyperloop
cars
Hyperloop?
are
light.
automated, you can get like the deluxe travel package.
It'll be
You know,
like
the light traffic.
it'll be like the digital jukeboxes that they have, touch tunes or whatever.
Don't like that.
Pay to jump line.
Also, everyone's
Only
getting PS5s.
16 Florida creds.
Have you noticed that everyone's getting PS5s? Like that?
No,
I have heard that people are getting
Have they?
PS5s.
Yeah. Yeah, like
You know what?
they're now in stock. Finally,
That's cool.
our long drought is over. Everyone can get PS5s. All right, Jim, how did you level up?
So I was on an airplane the other day, and I decided to watch that new Resident Evil movie, the Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City.
Is that the one with the furry lady in it? And she's like, I just watched
Furry lady?
Yiffy porn. Oh no, I think that was the Amazon TV show or something, or the series.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Not that movie.
Okay.
Welcome to Raccoon City. I'm trying to think if it has anybody. Matt, I think it's got that guy from that show you like, that Upload show.
Is it the main guy? I really don't like him.
Yeah.
What's his name? What's
I don't
his face's
know.
brother? He's Robbie
He
ML.
plays Chris Redfield.
Oh boy. I mean, I'm not interested enough in the lore of Resident Evil to care.
Yeah, I can see why people hated it because they combined the characters of Leon and Carlos into like one character, and people fucking love Leon
And Carlos.
and Carlos. Yeah. So that was weird, but I thought the movie was fun. I mean, if you're obsessed with Resident Evil, you'll probably be kind of offended by it. It takes a lot of liberties, but I thought it was good. It's got the CGI is kind of bad, but it's fun. I think it's really well directed, and I think the acting is okay. So I'd give that a soft recommend. And then I also bought a new game. I decided to buy that new first-person horror game that came out called Madison, and man, I was really into it. And I got like 4/5 of the way through the game, and then the game crashed. I haven't been able to play it again because it refuses to. Every time I try to load a save, the game just crashes. It crashes to home screen every single time. And then I started another playthrough and got like 3/4 of the way through the game and saved it. Did a manual save, turned it off, went to turn it on again the next day, and it crashed and continues to crash. That sucks. Madison sucks. Yeah. And it's been like 2 patches have been released and I still can't play it. So that's a bummer.
Did you try uninstalling it and reinstalling it?
I've done that like 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah. Johnny, how did you level up?
Well, I leveled up I've been playing Destiny again, and I got the new pass. Even after getting that, it's like it took me 20 minutes or so to figure out how to like get the new content. But I've mostly been playing Iron Banner because that's my favorite part of Destiny. I really like the multiplayer, but it's like sometimes you gotta do the single player to get some better weapons and stuff. But and to play with like Julio, who really likes playing it. I tried out that NGL anonymous feedback thing on social media where people can send you anonymous messages.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Then I got a negative one. I was like, I don't like this.
Didn't somebody ask you why you're so fake on the podcast?
Was it? I assume it was one of you two. So
It wasn't me.
No. It was not any of us.
I know. And the answer is because I'm actually a robot.
Yeah, everybody knows that. Autonomous.
We give John a script before every episode.
Yeah.
I'm a clink clank robot.
Yeah.
So
Bleepsy bloopsy blops.
obviously, the big thing that I have to level up. Oh man, I feel so bad about doing this. The big thing that I have to level up about, of course, is watching Taskmaster New Zealand.
How dare you! You know that was my level up. I had a whole thing. I was going to talk about the importance of expanding to international markets in your TV viewing, and maybe looking at countries that don't get a lot of attention. And that more comes out of New Zealand than just Lord of the Rings. How dare you!
Everybody knows that Taika Waititi comes from New Zealand as well.
Mm-hmm. And that guy who plays the pirate captain, Steed, on Gay Pirates.
Oh, Rhys Darby.
Yeah,
One
he's
of
really
the
good.
Concord's boys too.
He's great, yeah.
Yeah. So Vanessa, why don't we talk about some New Zealand Kiwi tasks? This is Vanessa's favorite show.
Having someone ask me to talk about Taskmaster is my love language.
Well, I'm not interested in you in that way, but we can talk about. Besides, I think
Johnny,
I've
Johnny,
discovered
marry me.
why Vanessa likes the show so much, because it has this like dorky, submissive boy. I mean, he's 30, almost 30, so he's not like a boy, but he's so sub. And he also does close-up magic in between each commercial bumper and dresses in a tuxedo. He's basically Vanessa's ideal man.
I didn't realize this. Like I'm about the tasks, you know? I'm all about that task life. I take this seriously. This is my sport. You know, I'm here for the game. I'm not here for anything else. So I didn't know until Johnny started messaging me, "Hey, you're in love with this guy." And then I went into my secret rooms and I opened the little locked door to my heart and took a peek, and yeah, he's in there. I'm in love with him. He's my one true love.
And he also, like many Vanessa loves, seems like a big schlubby nerd. But if he took off that tux, there is, I'd say, like a 45% chance he's ripped under there.
And 45% is good enough for me. You know,
Yeah.
I'm a little bit of a gambler. I like to game. I'm willing to take a risk. So
This game show involves the same set of comedians every season, like for the whole season, right? And they spend like 10 weeks doing tasks and recording episodes at this house, I guess. Are they always at this house? I've only watched 3 episodes.
they're always at the house, more or less.
Oh, there's
Okay.
a task house?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a
there's a
task.
task
Shine a
house.
task light in the sky and everybody goes to do their task?
I guess so.
They do it by themselves. So there's 5 of them. They go by themselves to the house and do the tasks, and they don't know how the others have done until they get to the studio where they sit and watch what they have done on the screen. And that's the show.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of a panel chat show beginning where every week they bring gifts to appease the taskmaster, which I could really see Matthew or Vanessa being good taskmasters, while Jim and I would be good Pauls, basically the assistant guy.
Yeah, so Matt, you and I are going to have to work out who gets Jim and who gets Johnny. I guess we always knew it would come to this.
I choose
Maybe...
Johnny.
Yay!
I mean,
Dibs,
wow.
Johnny.
Yeah, Jim.
Look at Jim's,
Jim hasn't
Jim's-
seen the show, I think,
Jim's
so
face.
I think John's,
I've never seen the show.
John feels like the safe bet here.
I was
nothing
about
personal.
to suggest like a 50-50 split.
Oh, you wanna
know,
cut 'em
like
both
a
in half?
shared custody. Yeah, I want to cut them both in
Nah,
half.
take Johnny.
I want to take Johnny's
late.
top and put it on Jim's bottom and vice
Oh.
versa.
Oh,
Boy, this is
no. I don't
creepy.
like where this is going.
So I get short Jim?
You get short Jim.
Can I opt out and just go play Power Washer Simulator?
Jim, you didn't even level up about that.
I didn't, no.
But I played a little bit of that too. Power washing is pretty fun, although it does feel like work after about 5 minutes, and it's like, nope, there's some little bits on the underside of this van you haven't done yet, and you're like, oh, come on.
I like it. I am like 75% through power washing an entire children's playground, and it's awesome.
So, Vanessa, do you want to keep leveling up about Taskmaster New Zealand? You can start
Yeah.
and pretend that we haven't talked about it at all.
Okay. No, I don't want to do that. I mean, I don't have very much to say about Taskmaster New Zealand. It is essentially just like Taskmaster UK, except with people who live and work in New Zealand, and it's nicer in tone, I would say. It doesn't have that, like, what British people love to do is they love to take the piss out of each other. They're like, you're a wanker. No, you're a wanker. Hey, wanker. And the New Zealand people are more like, we're really happy. Our government is run by the Green Party and weed is legal and everyone here is just having a great time. And that's New Zealand. I also have been playing The Quarry with Jim, our own Jim Banks.
I thought it was called Hackett's Quarry.
I like to call it Hackett's Quarry because it irritates Jim. Because it's not called Hackett's Quarry, it's called The Quarry. But Hackett's Quarry forever, and we've been streaming that. So check that out.
I believe I've You're not streaming it, right? I think I've been streaming it.
Yeah, I actually we're doing a co-op game, and I've been making Jim stream it, so I don't see the chat because I'm worried it would distract me and get me killed by the spookies.
Yeah, and some
Those
folks in the
systems.
chat have been kind of fast and loose with the spoilers a bit, so that's probably good.
Yeah. Because this is my first time playing it. I did watch some of Jim's stream of it before. I've been trying to make different choices so that we can have a unique experience, but so far it feels kind of linear, doesn't it, Jim?
Yeah, but like you're making the exact same choices that I did.
Am I? I was trying to be
Yeah.
different. That's not
No,
true, though.
I think like maybe you've differed twice.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're picking all the same stuff.
Wow, Vanessa.
Well-
Fake news.
There's the car thing.
Car thing. Oh, that's different. And then you chose to like dive into the water. Or
Yeah,
something,
I found a
Leslie?
bloated corpse that you never found.
But those are the two things.
Okay. But we'll
Those are
see.
the only two differences.
So I don't know how much fun this multiplayer experience has actually been for Jim, because the way it works, it's not like the Dark Anthology pictures where you simultaneously control different characters. He just watches what I do and then gets to vote.
Yeah, so every time there's a choice presented to Vanessa, she and I both get to like vote on what the character should do, only Vanessa set it up in a way that makes my votes not matter at all, that it's just going to default to whatever she chooses anyway.
Well, it would have been that way anyway, I think, because there's only two of us. Like,
So
if, you
if
had,
there was a third and you got outnumbered, would it take that control away from you?
I would allow it to do that. But because there was only two of us, it said, do you want to like be the tiebreaker, essentially? And I said yes.
Oh, gotcha.
And then you can also point to things on the screen,
Which is
Two.
pointless.
which is
No,
well,
it's
not
pointed.
pointless. It's very much pointful. That's what it is. It's pointy. But yeah, it doesn't do very much.
Yeah.
And then during the QuickTime events, you also participate in those.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know to what extent that makes a difference.
Yeah, it's only like the button pressing stuff if there's aiming and shooting. That's all, Vanessa.
So what do you think from a you perspective about this multiplayer experience?
I think it's fun to watch. I think it would definitely be more fun with more people. Because right now, like if I pick a choice that I think is interesting, if you pick the other one, then I never get to see it.
Yeah. I can understand how that would be frustrating. It would be fun with more people, but the problem is this game is like $70, so as a party game, the barrier for entry is pretty high.
That is true.
Matt, how did you level up?
I went and saw a movie called Thor.
The first one?
And
Oh,
Thunder.
how did you like it?
Do you guys want me to spoil the movie for you and tell you everything that happens?
No, thank
No,
you,
thank
please.
you.
I'm going on Tuesday.
Well, then I'll say that I liked it a lot. I think it was people. I think I've heard complaints that it was like poorly paced, and I can't disagree with that. I think it tries to be too much of a comedy for a while, for like too long, you know. But I think when it finally gets going, it's great, and Christian Bale is amazing as Gore the God Butcher, and the movie has a great climax and a great ending, and I liked it a lot. Probably not the, it's I don't want to sound down on it. It's tough following up Thor Ragnarok, I think, right? Like that movie blew everybody's expectations away, and then this is just kind of more of that. But it doesn't suffer from that too much. It does a little, but I don't think it suffers from too much. I think it's a great movie, good movie, fun movie, and everybody should go see it. Gore the God Butcher.
Did you take your children?
I took Connor. I took my son. He's 11. He enjoyed it. He had a good time. I feel like he's seen every Marvel movie, but not at an age where he would remember them, you know? They're just kind of part of the background for him. He's not super into the Marvel stuff, but he goes to see the movies with me, usually, so, these days. Anyway, that's how I leveled up. Thor, Love, and Thunder.
Is that everyone?
I think so.
Whoa, you guys want to talk about Kingdom Hearts?
Kinda.
That's
You
what I
guys-
came to do.
Do you guys remember what happens after Arendelle?
I remember
When
that
we meet Riku and Mickey at Yen Sid's place?
No, you're wrong. We go to Pirates of the Caribbean,
Well, there's a cutscene first.
and then we
Or
go
cutscenes.
to San Fransokyo, and then the game's over. Is this
And
the...
the
I meant to
chunk
ask
is
this at the
over.
beginning of the episode. Is this the penultimate episode?
This is the
Yes.
penultimate episode of the series.
Should we take a
Traditionally
moment
my
to do
favorite.
a Patreon plug?
I
'Cause we have
think
a vote
so.
going right now.
This
Oh,
vote is disheartening.
Yeah, it is. I don't understand why. I always thought that the Patreon was for people who like us and want to support us and what we're doing. It turns out that is not the case. They hate us. They want to see and hear us suffer. I guess mostly hear us suffer.
The Patreon poll that will be live for the next 9 days. So
8
that-
days. Well, when this releases, it'll be less than that. It'll be like 6 days.
That's true, but it should be... Well, you know what? Can I get the date that it ends?
So it ends in 8 days.
Mine says 9 days, Jim.
Mine says 8 days.
Weird. Well, anyway, if you're a patron, please go vote for your choice. The current options are Pillars of Eternity. Oh, I'm sorry. The vote for this month is all Obsidian games. And the choices are Pillars of Eternity, Fallout New Vegas, Alpha Protocol, and South Park Stick of Truth.
Is it okay if I just take the spotlight over here for a second?
Yeah.
Just follow me to this
Pull up a
corner
chair.
of the square. Yeah.
Turn it around.
Patreon.
Sit it backwards. Put your hat
I
on
know
backwards.
that the vast majority of you are not voting for South Park, the Stick of Truth. And I see that. I see that in the numbers. However, we're splitting the vote among 3 options. And I just want to say, if you really want to get South Park, the Stick of Truth out of office, you're going to have to vote for one of the other games. Like a Fallout New Vegas, an Alpha Protocol. I wouldn't normally suggest strategic voting, but I think in this case, a good anything but making Johnny play South Park option would be preferable.
I really
what
want
do
to
you all
play.
think?
I really want to play my choice of Pillars of Eternity, but I am willing to throw it under the bus and tell everybody to vote for Alpha Protocol.
Or Fallout New Vegas. I'm fine with any of those 3 good games that are not South Park. Jim, how do you feel about that?
Jim,
I think South Park is a pretty
first,
good game.
I would like you to first. You need to explain to us why you chose South Park: Stick of Truth.
Well, when we were putting the votes together in our group chat, Matt just listed out a bunch of games, most of which, in fact, I've never. The only one that he mentioned that I've actually played before is South Park: Stick of Truth. So that's the one I chose, and I'm not sad about it because that game's pretty fun, guys.
All I want to
Just
say,
saying.
all I want to say in regards, I don't want to like complain a bunch and like beg people to change their votes or anything like that. I think the vote should be what it is. Honestly, I don't like to influence as much as we're goofing around here, but I don't think that South Park will make a great season. I think that doing a comedy game is going to be a bit rough. It's not going to be fun like The Bard's Tale, where it was also broken and we got to scream about it. It's just going to be us recounting jokes from South Park.
I don't know. I think listeners want to hear what it'll be like for us to play that. And honestly, I
Maybe.
respect that. Listeners chose chaos. And how can I be against chaos? Even Dr. Chaos, one of the few South Park things I like because it's Butters, and Butters is great, frankly. Butters is a good character.
Playable character.
I do like Butters.
We all have parts of South Park that we've found funny or enjoyable. My fear is that it will be rife with the parts of South Park that I do not find funny or enjoyable, like racism and homophobia.
But I feel like the game is, I don't know. I haven't played it, but I feel like the specter on these games is, but then there's a thing Jim told me about it, and I'm like, oh yeah. So,
Wait, what part is that?
I'm not
Bunch of edgelord bullshit that's gonna push our buttons.
Yeah, we'll see. Listeners, I mean, honestly, before was a joke. Choose what you want. I'm sure it'll be a funny and weird season if we play South Park.
We'll go into it with the best of faith that we can muster.
I will play it.
That said,
and I will talk about the stuff I like.
Everybody please go vote for something else.
And it's developers I really like, so that's a plus, right?
Yeah, Johnny, you're muddying the message here. Our message is, if you have voted for something that is not South Park, get together and change those votes.
Whoa, wait, no, I wouldn't say change. Ooh, how do you...
yeah.
Wow, we're getting into real sticky territory here.
What we want is, you're
to
allowed
call the electors.
You're allowed to change
Who's Mike
your mind.
Pence in this scenario? Is it Jim?
I guess so. The polls aren't closed. The polls are still open. You haven't left your ballot box. You're standing there. You have time to turn your pencil around, use that little eraser, and erase your previous choice and vote for any one of the other three that you all choose as a group together.
I'm just saying that we never said we couldn't change the name of the game that's leading at the end of the vote to whatever we want. So I can rule forever as king, basically, because you'll all just elect me instead of the people. We
should also say, too, that it's okay to like a South Park game.
Yeah.
As
I know a
I've
lot of our
said,
listeners do.
We all like parts of South Park.
I love that movie.
Butters.
I like when they do send-ups of cults or other organized religion.
Oh, yeah. Their Scientology episode and their Mormon episodes are legitimately fucking great, actually. Oh, boy.
However...
Then they spent an entire episode trying to reclaim what... Never mind. I don't want to talk about it.
We hate it. It's dumb.
You know what? We do hate libertarianism. This show... Anti-libertarianism. It's dumb. The end. Don't want to discuss it with you. Heard it.
So you're not going to like the part in Stick of Truth where they end Medicare?
I just think the employers should have a choice. Anyone can think of any philosophy. We live in a real world. With real world implications.
Quest log.
Oh yeah. Okay. Time for the quest log.
Wait. Well, we should say too that if you would like to have your voice heard in the vote, you're not currently a patron. You can sign up at patreon.com/squarerootspodcast and cast your vote for this upcoming game selection.
More like Square Poots Rodcast. You know what I mean?
I feel bad. I don't want to bully people who voted for South Park. I'm just scared. But you know what? I'm often the most conservative of us when it comes to like trying new things. Because,
and voting.
And voting because because I'm a true blue, dyed in the
blue
wool.
Dog.
Blue dog.
Blue state
Democrat.
conservative.
No. Oh no. No.
Vanessa and Joe Manchin.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's great that Joe gets so much money from the coal industry and then votes against environmental regulations because that's free market capitalism, baby. And if you don't like it, move countries. People say that
love
all
it or
the
leave
time.
it.
It's not actually that easy to move to a different country. You can't just do that.
I said that
is
I was
part
talking,
of the problem.
I was having a conversation about abortion with my daughter the other day, and she was like, well, I don't understand why people don't just go to another country or something. And I was like, could you go to another country right now if you wanted to? No. Well, then I don't know why you think other people could.
Yep.
Anyway, Stick of Truth, Part 1. Cartman farts so hard that he shits himself, and then he calls everybody a homophobic slur.
I hate Cartman.
Respect my
It's so,
authority!
It's so poverty pornish, don't you think? Like, never.
What?
Yes, absolutely. Eric's
Thank you, Matt.
on top of being like he's the worst character, and he's also the poorest. And, well, no, that's not true. Actually,
No,
Kenny
Kenny
is
Kenny's poor.
Kenny is worse off. Anyway, the quest log. Back at Yen Sid's
I've never
place, we
heard a
meet
cartoon
Riku
being
and Mickey.
accused of being poverty porn before.
No, she's
You're
right.
gonna hear
though. She's
that and a lot
absolutely
more
right.
when Stick of Truth wins this vote.
Absolutely agree.
This is what you wanted. Are
This
you
is
not
what you
entertained?
wanted.
It's like
You asked for this.
We're mad at our listeners.
I know.
look at what you
and I
did
love
to
them.
us.
I get it. It's funny when we're bad. It's sad.
Yeah,
Consider
that's
this,
sad.
listeners. Consider this, patrons. Do you want to listen to us do Cartman impressions for 6
I have
episodes?
already said that there will be no South Park impressions.
Don't tell them that,
if we
Vanessa. I'm
do-
trying to
Oh,
get them
sorry.
to vote against it.
You're right. I'm sorry. Yeah. It will be all South Park all the time. There's nothing funnier than
Oh my God! They
someone
killed
has-
Kenny.
oh
Every week can start. Every week, Vanessa's last time can be, "Oh my God, they killed Kenny, you bastards!"
it's
Wait,
gonna be
that's
so
really funny. That is pretty funny.
You know when someone like you hear a joke and it's a funny joke and then later you say the joke? I love it. Hey guys. My wife.
That was pretty
man.
funny.
Can we have a rule on the show about like one
Nachos?
person can't have all the impressions?
Sorry, I'm a great impressionist. Like, deal with it.
I was making fun of myself there. Post Arendelle. Back at Yen Sid's place, we meet with Riku and Mickey. And then you
Then
take it
what?
from there.
There
Sora
was
wants
one
to go to
thing-
the dark world and find Aqua. And Riku's like, no way, you suck still. You don't have the power of waking. By the way, none of this matters at the end of this chunker.
One thing I really
I just
noticed with
realized
this
that.
chunker is that everyone, almost everyone else except for maybe Kyrie and Leah, are doing the plot stuff,
Leah?
and they've sent Sora off to do Disney crap that doesn't matter.
Yeah. Riku and Mickey are
His name
actually
is
looking
Lee,
for...
by the way.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
sorry, Lee.
Riku and Mickey are actually looking for Aqua. Lee and Kyrie are training, which I guess is also kind of off doing nothing. to be
Yeah,
honest with you.
yeah, they're not really doing it, but
You're right.
but
Riku
definitely
and Mickey are the
Mickey
actual plot of the
and
game.
Aqua, I guess. And
Well-
even, you know who's doing more to advance the plot than Sora? Hayden and the other two are doing more to advance the plot of this game than Sora is. What is going on?
Oh, you're right.
Sora is training. He's practicing. He's trying to
trying
find
to-
his heart.
Trying to find his powers.
I like at the end of this chunker that Riku looks at Sora and is like, wow, you're like shonen powerful now.
But yeah,
Believe
it's true.
it,
Like
Naruto
before,
boy.
Sora's always been like looking for something in these Disney worlds, or like closing the doors
you're
with his
right.
keyblade.
He's not doing
He's
even
just-
doing.
He's
He
not.
did that once
Yeah,
this
he's not even
time.
doing the Keyblade stuff.
He's just
no,
going
he's just
from world to
mucking
world.
around.
Why is he even going to these worlds? Why is he going to these specific worlds? There's no reason.
Because he wants to learn the power of awakening.
But he had reasons
Yeah.
to go to worlds in the past, and in this one, he has no reason to pick these worlds. Why these worlds? Why not every world he's ever been to, plus all of like all of the options available are
Yeah,
available?
why not Wonderland? Why not just go there and be like, "What's up? Remember when I solved your problems before? Here I am."
Well, I have an argument to make at some point in this chunker that Sora might not be real in these worlds that he visits. He's like a ghost, kind of, that just passes through, and they kind of forget his passing is after he goes, you know?
Well, he always says he's like from a foreign country or something.
I know,
like
but
in the Caribbean.
we're not doing this.
We already settled this. We fully settled
Caribbean?
this.
We're saying Caribbean.
He always says he's from somewhere far away, or in the
Yeah,
Caribbean.
he's like,
he
I'm
says,
from a different sea.
Yeah, he's from a different sea. But my point is that
Yeah, but Pooh thinks he lives with him.
I think the people that
He's an idiot.
I think the main characters that he interacts with, like, can see him and experience the world with him. But I think that the regular people in these worlds he goes to, can't even see him.
What are you talking
Well,
about?
what are you talking about? They throw money at me whenever I
he does
spin on a
tricks
barrel.
barrels. Some of them will talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
steal
but sometimes
their
they'll
food.
ignore you when you walk up to a vending machine they're using and smash it and take all the money.
If
And they will
someone did
literally
that,
not even notice that you were there.
that's what I would do too. Look, I go on like trains and things, public transportation. Someone's acting weird, you just ignore them and pretend they are not there. You don't make eye contact. You don't be like, "Hey, leave that vending machine alone." You mind your own business and hope they go away. I'm no hero.
Anyway, Sora wants to go to the Dark World and find Aqua, but he can't because Riku says he needs to find the power of waking. Spoiler alert, he doesn't. Back at the organization landmark, which is what Jim has written, and to me, I believe is what, a series of plateaus? They stand on plateaus now instead
It's
of sitting
like-
in thrones? It's equally
like they're-
stupid.
They stand on like big rock formations and talk to each other.
Where are they?
That's how
Arizona?
we do it. Like we go to
They're
a
in the Keyblade graveyard.
Well, that's a good
Is it
point.
a-
When we record the show, we do all
Yeah.
stand on plateaus.
well, isn't it called butts or buttes? Is it
Maybe.
buttes or butts?
I don't
Those
know the
little finger
difference.
things. Like in where we stand when we record the show on these separate, like we rock climb up to the top of these,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
we record from
John,
our
those
separate.
are called buttes. That is good
Yeah.
geology.
Then what's a
Yeah, so-
plateau?
A plateau is just a flat raised surface, so like the top of a cliff where it's just flat is a plateau.
Gotcha.
Yeah, a butte is a tall, flat top, steep-sided tower of rock.
Yeah, that's what they're
butt.
what they're
It's
organizing
a
on. And that's
geomorphological term.
so are you. Oh, you can't see me Z-snap, but just assume that I did.
Anyway, they're all standing on top of their landmarks, and they're coming in one at a time. I don't remember who starts here, but the first couple of people are talking about maybe like doing a coup, but then more people start to show up, and they stop talking about that, I think. Guitar Guy's back, though, so that's exciting.
Yeah, they're all talking about like the same thing that they said last time, where they're like, "We're back in the organization. Remember when we were here last time? Yep. Isn't it weird how we're back? Yep." And then Guitar Guy shows up, the water guitar guy, and the other two organization people spend a couple minutes just telling him how stupid he is.
Yeah, they're like, you suck. Who thought of the water guitar? You're the useless person. We hate you.
It's
Yeah,
about
he's
how
like,
favorite.
he's like, I can be imposing if I want to, but I don't.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to be. I wasn't trying to be imposing. I don't care. Like, check out my water guitar. I have a heart.
Yeah.
I love him. He's legit my favorite. And 100% because of the line where he whines about how he does too have a heart. It just endeared me to him. I do too have a heart.
Okay, we got a new Vanessa boyfriend. It's surprisingly Water Guitar Guy
What's his
with
name?
the weird
Jim?
mullet.
Good question.
Luxor,
Let me look it up.
Lexin, Vexen, Hexen,
Sexin.
Luxord,
You already said that 3 times.
Demix.
Demix, Demix.
D-Mix? Demix. What's his real name with no X?
Adam,
Mide.
What?
Mead,
I don't know.
Mead or Adam.
Dime.
Oh, there's an yeah. Mida. Anyway, so D-Mix, yeah, he's great. I'm glad he's back. And then we didn't actually wait. So is this actually D-Mix, or is he in another replicant?
No, this is actually him, I think.
So
but I don't know, because he's there just to be like, I'm here and you're not going to see me again, is kind of the whole point of this.
I love it. I love it. I feel like there aren't that many Disney Worlds in this one. Is that true? Does it feel like there's less Disney Worlds than in the last couple of games?
I feel that way too, but I don't know if that's true. I haven't actually done the math.
Because there's
the last
7
games
in
made
this
us
one?
go back to the couple.
Right.
So I don't know.
This does feel shorter, but that's okay.
It does.
Let's see. So let's actually look that up. I'm going to look up how many there are in 2. Will you guys look up how many there are in 1 and 3?
No.
I will look up how many there are in.
I will talk about how one thing that I have been enjoying is I really like the gummy ship sections now. Jim, although I'm not getting into the build your own gummy ship, I just buy the blueprints and just do but it's fun. I think they figured out how to make it control well, how I think the open world stuff works really well for the gummy ship sections, because I can look around. It scratches that itch of wanting to find those treasure cubes and stuff, and unlocking those is a fun mini game that's real Mass Effect, or you know what, it's more Watch Dogs than Mass Effect, but it's still fun.
I think the boss battles are pretty fun too.
They're
not overly long, and there's some good variety to them. I like it.
It's because they turned it into Space Harrier / Panzer Dragoon. And I think that works really well compared to what they were before. It's just very fast. It's not hard. I mean, I've died once or twice, but not very often. Yeah,
they're fun. I like the teeny ships. I like the novelty ships that it gives you.
The one that's just a big spellcaster.
Yeah, there's one teeny ship that's just like a Heartless Head.
I like that too.
Yeah.
And you find more what do you call those? Not specificate blueprints for these. Yes. You can find more in the world. And that's pretty fun. I don't know. I think that this is a well-made game, and I disagree with you with saying this part drags. I think, for me personally, this was, I think it ended on a high note. These 2 worlds we're about to go to are my favorite part of the game, because they're both very modern and
narratively open. They're a drag.
Right. But I mean, all these, I feel like this game didn't make a good job of putting the Disney worlds into the driving narrative. And
that is true. The plot is happening around Sora. Sora is not he's kind of like a secondary participant in the plot of the game.
I think if they'd if there was something he needed from all the worlds and he had to do them a favor, sort of Dragon Quest style, in order to keep going, that would have made a lot more sense. So does Larxene come back? Is that it for Larxene? Because she was making fun of D-Mix.
Yeah.
Does she come back?
Yeah, she'll come back.
She comes back at towards the end. Yeah.
I love her dumb hair. I've had a complete 180 on Larxene and her terrible hair. So the first planet I went to, I guess you could have gone to either, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Caribbean or Cah-ra-be-un. However you want to say it. Frankly, I'm not here to police your language.
I know we said something, but I don't remember what we said.
We said that it's Pirates of the Caribbean, but the actual place is called, or Caribbean, but the actual place is called the Caribbean. That's what we settled on.
Okay.
Yep.
And I think that makes sense.
It makes sense. That's
not even that's not really a decision. It's just saying what they're called. Are we going to say Caribbean or Caribbean?
I think we'll say Caribbean when it comes to talking about the place. And if we're talking about the movies, we'll call it Pirates of the Caribbean. Caribbean.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I think. But it's hard. It's difficult. We may get it wrong.
Hard. It's tricky, and that's why it's a task. Tasks aren't meant to be easy.
So we do go to the Caribbean, and Sora, Donald, and Goofy are so excited to be back, but really just Sora. Sora loves playing pirates, and I keep wanting to play pirates, but Vanessa's like, oh, I have a job. Oh, I'm playing the quarry. And then when she wants to play, I'm like, oh, I'm at work.
Yeah. So who has a job now, huh?
We both do.
Yeah, but I'm taking next week off, so you're welcome to
yay!
court
play
me
pirates.
for gameplay. Yeah, let's play
Yeah.
pirates. Let's do it.
Anyway, but Sora loves playing pirates, and frankly, I can't blame him. Piloting that ship is amazing. What a good controlling ship. I haven't got to do much ship combat in Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Is this better or worse than that? Because this seems pretty good, and I heard the ship combat in Black Flag is also really good. So I'm wondering if it's like this.
I have not played that. I did play Sid Meier's Pirates way back in the day, and I do
Uncharted
not
Waters.
remember. I'm sorry, what?
And Uncharted Waters.
Yeah, previous
Yes.
episode.
Lost Square Roots episode.
The Lost
Yeah.
Square Roots episode about Uncharted Waters.
Oh, is
I
that
know.
one lost?
Well, I think you
Yeah.
were supposed to edit it and never did or something.
It was
Or-
not me who was meant to edit it. It was somebody else.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember
I
being on that
didn't
episode,
notice.
so I'm sure it's not me.
You were on the episode, and then you didn't like it for some reason, so we didn't release it.
No, someone was going to edit it and then just didn't. That's what happened to that. Anyway.
Yeah, but then we talked about it, and someone else was like, oh, I didn't like it. I don't want to do it.
Okay. So, I got confused here because there's two characters that look a lot alike here. There is Jeffrey
Holmes.
Jeffrey Rush, and there's Davy Jones, and they both look like squid men.
What are you talking about?
One has a real beard, the other one's beard is
Yeah,
an
one-
octopus.
One is a human man, and one is a squid face.
Doesn't
And one is Jeffrey Rush and one is Bill Nighy.
Yeah.
squid
Is that true? I don't think it is.
wait, the science guy?
No, I think that Bill Nighy played the father, not
Bill
the
Nighy
squid man.
played the Squid Man. The father was the guy from the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, that was not Keith Moon.
No,
Richards.
Will's father,
Keith Richards,
not
yeah.
not.
No, Will's father was the what's that guy's name? He's the bad guy in Dune. He's the big gross guy in Dune. It's Stellan Skarsgård.
Baron Harkonnen.
Yeah, Stellan Skarsgård, right? Stellan
Oh, okay.
Skarsgård is Will's dad.
I can't believe you called Stellan Skarsgård a big gross guy.
Well,
He was
Baron
the big gross guy in
Harkonnen is.
Dune.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's true. I can't deny that.
Yeah. But it is Bill Nighy. Bill Nighy plays Davy Jones.
Oh. And now we can ask him all our science questions.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, I don't know anything about science.
I don't know. Would you like to ask about Love Actually? When I
had
got the script, I didn't. I thought that they would be. Yeah. So
Yes, I was in love, actually.
I was Love Actually. It's very popular in the United States, even more so than Britain. And isn't that interesting?
But have you actually been in love, Bill Nighy? No.
Oh, I hope Bill Nighy's been in love. Oh, Bill.
My heart knows science, but it does not know love.
Oh, Bill.
Anyway. So
He's been married for... Oh, no. Never mind. I think he's divorced. He was married for like 28 years.
So I
never
keep
knew
thinking
love. That's terrible.
that Jeffrey Rush is Bill Nighy. I kept getting them mixed up.
Are you sure that you aren't confusing Jeffrey Rush and Kevin McNally, who plays Gibbs?
Is Gibbs the one who looks like kind of sexy Wolverine? Like dad Wolverine?
He does look like Wolverine's dad.
Yeah. Wolverine's hot dad. Okay. Well, so there is
All of these claims are very confusing for me.
so Keira Knightley, who Matthew thinks looks like Padme in this one.
Keira Knightley famously looks like Padme. That's the whole point of her
I know,
in
but
that
that's
movie.
like he look. That's like she looks like what's the name of Natalie Portman. I was like, well, there's a whole movie about that,
Yeah.
or a movie and a half even. about how those two look alike. And she's no longer dressed in like royal fancy lady clothes. She's now dressed like a pirate. She's gone full Steed from Gay Pirates.
Right.
Been doing some adventuring.
What's great about this whole thing is that this is roughly based around the third movie. Kingdom Hearts 2 was roughly based around the first movie. The entire second movie is just missing from any of this narrative. So nothing that's happening makes any sense. Like
We're jumping in, like-
being alive and being with them and part of their crew makes no sense.
But like,
Yeah, Davy Jones being around, Jack, like, there's
Jack is
the witch
dead
lady,
when we
she's
get
just
there.
around.
Yeah.
Tia Dalma.
Tia Dalma, I have decided, is the only good character from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Isn't Tia Dalma also in not Gay Pirates, in regular Pirates game that we play? Isn't she there too? Like as one of the quest givers?
Sea of Thieves.
In Sea of Thieves, yeah.
There's a similar character. I don't know if it is the same character.
Okay. I thought it was supposed to be her.
It is Tia Dalma.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like
I mean,
she's tied to like she's in there because of the Pirates of the Caribbean crossover, I think.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So, if you want to find out what happens in between, play Sea of Thieves instead.
Yeah,
So,
the bridge
But I like
game.
But,
the
like,
idea
we're
that
not
time
even-
moves forward for these people even when Sora's not around. Like, he shows up and, like, shit's changed.
It's like, but like the problem with this is like those parts of the Caribbean movies, especially the third and the fourth one, I think, are famously overcomplicated. Like there's so much shit happening, and then we get dropped into the middle of it, and there's also Kingdom Hearts shit happening on top of the Pirates of the Caribbean shit. So it's really confusing.
and you're dropped in. I imagine
Natalie
they like
Portman
leap
is King of the
in
Pirates.
Quantum Leap style, but Sora, Donald, and Goofy start on a raft. And then they realize they're approaching the edge of the world. And then they die, right? Like, narratively, they die and go to the pirate
Yes.
afterlife. Okay.
Where they find Jack, who is already dead.
But does this mean, like, for the did they only die in the reality of that world, or did they die for real?
Well, they go to the underworld that Hades rules all the time.
Oh, that's true.
But they
big
specifically
deal.
say they're alive when they're there. Like, that's every time they go to
okay.
Hades. Every time I remember them going to Hades, somebody points out, like, well, you're alive.
But we witness Sora dying because he goes over a waterfall in his little raft.
And he's dead in the afterlife.
I don't know why
But
you guys
Sora-
are acting like, oh, you're right. He does go to the, but maybe, maybe that's shit. You're right.
Maybe
he
it's
dies.
fine.
Yeah.
They die. Really,
Yeah.
more importantly
All
than
those
Sora,
other people
Donald and
go
Goofy
too.
die.
Well, I mean, this is Goofy's second time dying, right?
A waterfall is not going to kill Sora. Sora is not a friend of gravity. He doesn't care.
What about Donald and Goofy?
Yeah, I was going to say
Donald
that too.
is a duck. He can fly.
And swim.
Goofy follows us all over the place all the time. I don't know how you
Yeah,
think
so
he
he
does
must
that.
be able to get up there somehow.
That's true.
Can I tell you guys my favorite thing about Goofy from this game?
What?
And I'll put an image in the chat. His angry Goofy face that he makes whenever an organization person shows up. Let me put this in the...
I'm here.
Is like my favorite thing. He does it, I think,
Ooh,
on almost
yeah.
every world.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
Donald's always angry, so it's not that unusual. But yeah, angry Goofy is very strange.
It's very intimidating.
I
Yeah.
don't find it strange. I remember my favorites when I was a kid were those Disney. They were always like Goofy doing something.
Yeah, we've talked about them a lot.
Yeah,
on
we've
the
talked
show
about
and
them a
how-
lot. Those are my
how we
favorite,
love
and
them.
he definitely like got mad and was just like a normal
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
that's
gets
true.
over it quickly, though.
Just like me. Like, I'll get real mad, just like Goofy, and then eventually I'm just like, well. So I totally understand. So
Jim's just sending us more pictures of angry Goofy.
oh,
Is this your next
great.
tattoo, Jim? Angry Goofy.
I like his
Angry Goofy
angry
When's Max going to show
expression.
up in these games, you know?
It's true.
Get weird. Kingdom Hearts 4. No Disney
I mean, they've
levels.
already
All
got
Final Fantasy
PJ's
worlds.
dad.
Bring in Max.
Is Max's
Max would be a
mom
keyboard
canonically dead?
Yeah, she died of cancer. It was very sad.
What?
I made that up.
I mean, she's gone. She's dead in Goofy movie. So if Max shows up, she's canonically dead. Yeah.
I think Goofy movie is slept on as like one of the best Disney animated
100%
movies. I know
agree.
it's like B tier for most people, but
Most
man,
people are wrong.
underrated.
I've never seen it because I was like 16 or something when it came out.
It's
Yeah.
got
All right,
Max.
change
It's got
of
Pauly
bonus
Shore.
episode for the month. Now we're doing a Goofy
God.
movie.
All right, I'm fine with that. Let's do it.
Fuck off. It is on Disney Plus.
To drive me, shall we say bananas?
Is that Kermit?
Alrighty.
All right, so we end up in the afterlife, and we're in like a
Caribbean.
desert, and then we see the Black Pearl getting moved by a bunch of crabs.
Crabs?
Crabs.
Jim,
Crabs.
everything in this section is crabs. Like everything.
Crabs. So many crabs.
It's like, you know, when you cut into things and it's actually cake. Remember at the beginning of the pandemic, that was a thing?
Yeah.
In this one, if you cut
Yeah, it's
into
still a
it,
thing.
it's actually crabs.
I wish Netflix would make that show. They have their show now where it's like it's cake. I want to see it's crabs.
get into this car, and you get into a car, and it just collapses into a pile of crabs.
Or like they present you with a briefcase full of money and you like open up the briefcase and it's crabs.
Yeah, or like you get to meet Chris Hemsworth, and you go shake his hand, and he's just a bunch of crabs.
Oh, listeners, big content warning, crabs. Oh, there's so many crabs. This section
Yeah, a lot of
is
crabs.
all
You gotta find like
crabs.
300 of them.
All right,
I
talk us
found way
through
more
this
than that,
stupid
Jim.
shit that
I
happens
found
quick.
Oh, yeah.
I found like 700 crabs.
Yeah, me too, actually.
I want to talk.
Crabs.
I want to talk about the open sea. So let's get through this crap.
You know what's in the open sea?
The setup here
Crabs.
is that we're in the afterlife with Jack Sparrow. His friends are there to rescue him. It turns out he owes a debt to Davy Jones because that's how he got the Black Pearl, I guess. And he's trying to figure out how to like cheat his way out of it, essentially. And so what he's looking for is Davy Jones's
Black
box.
box. Yeah.
Black box.
And
Gotta
the
find that black
Organization
box.
13 people, who in this chunker are like Zemnis and Gabglorks.
Gabglork.
No, it's like it's blonde guy, the blonde replica guy. I don't remember his name, and then the
Oh,
gambler
it's Luxor.
guy.
Yeah, Luxor is there, right?
Luxord is the gambler, right?
Yeah. And then there's the other one, who I think is Zernard.
Zernard, excuse me.
And yeah, they think, because if you remember, they're looking for a box, and they assume that the box they're looking for is the box that that one pirate guy is looking for. And so then Sora and Donald and Goofy meet with Will and Padme and who else?
Padme.
Captain Barbosa, who was
Who's
the bad
good
guy.
He's a good guy
And
now,
Tia
right?
Dalma.
He's good now. And
Yeah.
Tidalma, yeah, who is like all up in Sora's business.
Yeah, for sure.
She's like, Sora,
Well, she's like
free
a
me
goddess.
with your keyblade.
Or some
Well,
shit.
yeah, spoiler, she's like the spirit of the Caribbean.
She's Calypso, the god of the sea, or
Yeah.
whatever.
And she smells magic all over Sora, which makes sense because he is a magical boy.
Yep. And she is played by Naomi, what's her name, who's now in the James Bond movies as Moneypenny.
Oh, cool.
Oh, she's a great actress.
She is a great actress. This is why Tia Dalma, Naomi Harris, is the best character in these movies.
So then there's a cut scene of that one pirate guy, and he's talking to this English gentleman, and the English gentleman gets so, like, first serves him some brandy, and then gets real close to him. It's like, how about
Oh, what
we
is
make-
this guy's
His
name? Or
name is
Beckett.
Norrington.
That's Beckett, right?
I thought it was Norrington.
Norrington
Surely
is I think Norrington is the guy from the first one, right? That is in the second movie he dies.
Oh.
Does he?
Yeah, because he's like the guy who's gonna marry Keira
Elizabeth,
Knightley.
yeah.
And then he gets disgraced after the first movie, and in the second
right,
one
he
he's like a
does.
drunk, and then he gets murdered, I think.
Oh.
So Beckett's like, why don't we work on that?
Matt, are you talking? Because can't hear you.
Said I feel like he dies heroically in that movie, redeeming
He
himself.
does, yeah.
Yeah.
He was a good character. I like that guy.
Special
I
arrangement for you.
Don't
and
like
I.
these movies, and that's not even because of things. That is just from day one. I have never not disliked or like hated or anything, but just like never quite gotten it. I've always been like a little baffled
Yeah.
at the popularity because I'm like, it's kind of, they're not that good. They're kind of boring, and I don't particularly like any of the people in the movie. Even back when Jack Sparrow was fresh and new, I could not fucking stand him.
I always thought he was the worst part of the movies. I will say that I think the first Pirates movie is pretty good.
Yeah, the first Pirates movie is pretty good. Like it's
the
it's
second
the best
one,
one. At
it
least. It's the most watchable.
Yeah, it's a fun movie, and it's really well done.
And I have zero interest in anything that happens in any of them after that. And this game makes
me too.
Honestly, I think I've seen them all, but
Remember,
I watched-
like, eventually when in the movie there's like 50 Johnny Depps at one point, and they're all just like they're all just like slapsticking around, and it's
Yeah.
man.
See, in the first one, Jack was sort of a sidekick almost. It was at best, a double act with him and Will. And then the second one became just him like literally doing
He's the
the
star.
same lines from the first one.
yeah, I mean, it's an Austin Powers situation. Like every movie just has Jack Sparrow come back and do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same
Yeah.
character. He basically delivers the same lines. He doesn't grow or change in any way, shape, or form. Really, I mean, I
No.
know that like he like even in this one, like he betrays somebody at the end, and it's like, oh, I'm just a pirate.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Do you guys remember how these movies kicked off like a worldwide obsession with pirates, and then there was
I
like
don't agree with
National
that.
Talk Like a
Pirates-
Pirate
no,
Day?
that was
and-
already a thing.
Yeah.
That was already a thing. Pirate love was
Was it?
before Pirates of the Caribbean.
I liked the first movie a lot, more than I expected to. Disney had made that horrible movie about the Haunted Mansion.
Oh, yeah,
based
the
on
Eddie
that.
Murphy
with
movie.
Eddie Murphy.
Yes. And so then this one came out, and it was a serviceable
Yeah.
action adventure romp, I
Yeah.
would say. And I'm like, great, good, like it, into it. And
With
then
no
I was
Cutthroat Island.
yeah, I had friends who were sort of like more into it than I was, and got on that bandwagon a little bit, I would say.
Yeah, we've talked about
But-
this. You and your friend that you call Jack, and they call you something else.
Other way around.
Other way
Yep.
around. Whatever.
Other way around.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say, aren't you the biggest Pirates fan on the show? You're the Pirates head.
Probably, and I'm not
She loves
that
a
big of
pirate.
a Pirates fan.
I love
I
Master
really
and Commander.
liked-
Is that similar to this?
It's pretty similar.
It's very similar to the end of this movie. Is very similar to the end of Master and Commander, but not nearly as
Yeah.
good.
and not nearly as gay. Of all of us, I probably like them the most. That said, because of reasons, Jack Sparrow, who was always tolerable at best, is now like I can not even enjoy to look at him. It's not this game's fault. It's not the fault of the voice actor in this game.
I think
We'll leave
they-
it at that.
I kind of do. I don't know that it's. I don't think it's intentional, but I think they kind of do a serviceable job, not making him look that much like Johnny Depp or sound even really that much like Johnny Depp. I mean, he does. It's a voice actor doing Johnny Depp, but it is what it is.
It's sometimes you just want to play video game and not think about that shit.
Should we have a
And
conversation
then-
about Johnny Depp, Vanessa, and how
No, I mean,
don't feel like he was in any way, shape, or form, exact. What's the word I'm looking for? Like cleared in that last trial that happened of any of the
Yes.
wrongdoing that he was accused of. It just seemed like a circus of
Agree.
conspiracy theories.
Yep.
And I'm not
Yep.
gonna fall for that shit. That guy's a piece of shit, and that sucks.
Yep.
And it sucks that he's now gonna do a big comeback tour.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see Army Hammer come back. Just go away. I'm not wishing ill on these people. I just don't want to deal with it. Leave me alone.
Yeah, exactly. Just no thank you. It's just a big no thank you. All right, we got it out of the way.
And now we will continue with our Caribbean
Exonerate.
adventure.
I almost said exacerbate, and exonerate would not come to the tip of my tongue.
So here we go. Our goal is to help Jack Sparrow do some bullshit.
Yeah,
He needs the box.
we get out of the land of the dead, and we get to Port Royal. Yay! It's the exact same Port Royal as the last game. I mean, it's not the exact same, but it's very
It's
similar.
not at all.
I say it's way different.
Well, it is, but it's like I felt like it was very similar. Like the
fort is
fort.
kind of the same.
Yeah, the fort is.
Yeah.
I mean, the fort's way deeper, but like the top of it, like all felt the same. Like to me, it felt very much like going back to the same place as the second game.
I liked
Yeah.
that though.
I agree.
And
I
I
do, too.
love the aesthetic of this level. It looks a little bit I guess you would call it like film grainy, something like that.
Does
Kind
it?
of old timey-ish. Not grainy, but like gritty, more realistic.
But it's certainly more realistic because they're doing live action instead of.
They look like real people.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. They don't look like real people, but they're supposed to look like real people.
It's live action. It's
There's some
intentionally.
realism to it. I like the way Donald and Goofy look.
Oh yeah, Donald and Goofy look fantastic. You can see Donald's
Yeah.
feathers very clearly.
Their colors are a little bit muted.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks nice. It looks really nice. I
Goofy,
really liked.
I think looks furry, but still does not look right to me. Like Goofy to me looked like he was wearing a fursuit, and it did not sit well with me.
Yeah, I found myself wishing, especially with Mickey, that he was like fluffy and fuzzy, which I know is not really his thing. But I want to be able to look at him and feel that I could give him a nice cuddle.
Is there
I don't feel that.
Is there a setting where the citizens of the world are most likely to be terrified by Sora and his animal compatriots than this one? Like
No,
the people
they
of
should
Port
be.
Royal are just regular ass 1600s fucking not settlers, like citizens or whatever, like
Colonists.
yeah. Well, yeah, and it's this should be the walking, talking duck and dog should be more than enough to send people running and screaming. But when Sora starts
they would
flying
be
through
running
the
to the
air and
church
summoning
and be like-
laser beams to shoot his enemies, and
Yeah, they would be like, Reverend, get the priest. I saw the devil. It walked on two legs like a man and spoke like a man, but had the face of a dog. We have to drown it in the well. But they don't care. We go to this like little shipwreck island and we get our first taste of swimming. I like swimming in this game because Jack Sparrow does not come with you. He is scared to go in the water.
And you can't drown.
the swimming is the best. The swimming in a game I've ever played, bar none.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The triggers control the up and down. You've got a super fast propeller speed you can move at. It feels easy to move around under the water, unlike every other game I've ever played.
I do wish they varied the Keyblade moveset a little bit underwater. It's just kind of, you get a couple finishers and a couple moves.
You
And
do
that's kinda
get
it.
crazy underwater magic, though, which is fun. You don't use your magic a lot, do you, Jim?
No.
When you're underwater, your magic commands change to, like, Aqua,
Underwater
Fira.
Fira.
Yeah, it's cool. And
Yeah,
they're
it's like
crazy.
sea fire aga.
Yeah, sea fire,
Oh,
sea ice.
interesting.
Yeah, but I do think that him not drowning is the biggest part of why
Yeah,
it's good.
you're right.
Because that's the
100%.
worst part of every underwater section in every game is the
Yeah.
Well, it's a mix. It's
Good,
the controls
good,
are
good,
smooth
good.
and there's no timer, which is huge. You're right. That's the worst part of every underwater level.
It's the sound of every underwater game as you're running out of breath. Goy,
I don't think it is, but that definitely is the sound from Sonic, for sure.
There's so many
both
games
making
where
the sound from
they've
Sonic.
animated your favorite cartoon mascot character like
Dying
literally drowning. Oh, look at Crash Oh no, Crash, Sonic, Mario.
I still want to
In the
go
New
back in time
Horizon-
and talk about how the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game was impossible to get through because of the underwater level. And wait, did it have breath? It did, didn't it?
No,
Did it
no,
not?
I don't think so.
Go.
Oh, maybe I played it. Sorry, I should.
Did what?
Never mind.
I played the PC version.
Cut all that.
No.
The New Horizon has swimming mechanics, and about like maybe halfway through the game, you get something that allows you to breathe underwater, and it's supposed to be like great hooray celebration. And it's frustrating because why did you make me go underwater in the first place at all with this like breath mechanic before I got this
Yeah.
thing? Nobody likes it. Name one person who has ever liked that. Nobody. Nobody.
Anyway, we swam through the water.
Yeah, we swim around and then we're like, okay, we have to find this box. But first, we swim around, we find a ship. This is where Sora gets his very own ship that he just kind of finds abandoned somewhere. And we have to take it to Port Royale to fix it up.
You gotta find some crabs.
Yep, because as we all know, the only thing that will fix the ship is
crabs.
white crabs.
Magical white crabs, yeah. And you gotta look all over for these motherfuckers. They are underwater, they're on the pathways, they're in barrels.
You can shoot them out of cannons and then jump in the water to get where they went.
Vanessa, Jim, Matthew, I love this. I love finding these little white buddies, even if they made me made my skin crawl every time they came on screen. I loved finding them. I don't know why. This is just my jam. Is like chilling out and finding little areas and secrets, and they did a pretty great job of giving you like rewards for finding different locations, and especially once you get to the access to the whole map. There's like a beach with a gajillion ones. It was really fun. I had a great time. I guess I like collecting things.
I also did this and I loved it. I loved going around to all the islands. The game kept pausing me and telling me to go to save Jack, which was really
And you're
weird.
like, no.
It literally would pause my game for me. It's never done that before.
I am not a completionist by any means. I don't care for trophies and don't usually care about collectibles. I loved finding these crabs. I was like, I'm going to find every single crab in this game. I went to every island. I looked in every place I could for crabs. Crabs. I have crab fever. Love it.
Vanessa has crabs.
Matt might be muted.
I had an issue here where I went through all of the islands and got my boat upgraded to the top tier boat because I got all the crabs, and then I'm sure I saved the game multiple times, but when I came back to it, I got killed. So my boat got killed by tough boats because there's really hard boats for some reason, even though I was level 9, and Goofy and Donald were like, "This is the toughest boat ever. This is crazy." And then I left, immediately got wrecked by some boats. And then the game crashed on me. And when I came back, it had stuck me all the way back at Port Royal. And I had not done any of the islands. I had to go do them all a second time. And it sucked. And I know I saved it multiple times across the island, so I don't know what happened. That it booted me back to an old save. But it was a bummer. And I blame Jim.
It was my fault. I did it.
You cursed me.
Yeah, he was so upset about Madison crashing that he cursed all of us.
I was like, I want Matt to know how it feels now.
He hacked me.
So why are we doing all of this?
I have no idea because
Cares? It's not relevant to the plot of the game.
Well, the pirate guy says, When Sora asks why crabs, he's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's part of the sea."
Well, don't we learn spoilers that Jack Sparrow is actually just a bunch of crabs?
Yes.
It's crabs all the way down, my friends. The boat is crabs.
Yeah.
The man is crabs. Everything is crabs. That cake in your hand, crabs.
Oh God.
And we just want to like have fun and look for crabs. This gambler organization 13 guy keeps showing up and he's like, "No, we'll have a sea battle." And I'm just like, sod off. I want to look for crabs. Crabs is
Yeah,
all I care about.
the game keeps telling you that like you need to go to the north part to fight this guy, and it's like, no, I don't want to sail around.
Yeah, I just want to look for crabs.
And plus, getting in those sea battles is pretty fun because you like have to like sail around and shoot their little glowy spots, and then they explode, and that's wonderful.
And when you defeat a big ship, you can board it and fight monsters on it.
Seize their crabs.
And seize their crabs.
Sometimes there's crabs on the ship. Sometimes there's crabs on a beach. Sometimes there's crabs in a bucket, like Chaos once said. And there's just crabs everywhere.
Yeah, there are about like 5 little islands, I would say, that you can visit on this map. You sail to them in your ship. The ship moves super smooth, turns on a dime.
It feels a lot like Sea of Thieves.
Except
like
you
Sea
don't
of
have
Thieves
someone
light, I
pulling.
would say.
Yeah, you don't have to do the Sea of Thieves things of someone's
You don't have
adjusting
to, like,
the
adjust the
tack.
sail.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. It
And
doesn't play like
twisting the
Sea of Thieves,
capstan.
but it feels like Sea of Thieves. Like it's a very similar angle of you standing on the ship at the bow or whatever, at the wheel. You can hardly see through the fucking sails.
Yeah, the helm. Yeah, it's hard to see through the sails from the helm.
Yeah, and each of the islands has places to explore and jump around, have a great time.
Sometimes ships pop out of the sea, out of the fog, and will start shooting at you. And they have lanterns. You can either just shoot them until they die, or you can shoot their lanterns, and the lanterns will, like, insta-kill them. But then, for some reason, in the southern areas, there are super hard ships with super tough lanterns. They have, like,
Yes,
6.
I agree.
And they have a
Especially,
million
I
guns.
think they become more common after you get your ship fully upgraded. Because the battles just get a lot harder at that point. I got killed by one.
It's really dumb. Why would
Me too.
Why would that be the case? I get it all the way upgraded up, and you're like, all right, now let's make this super impossible. Anyway, I never got it leveled up to 9 again. I only got it to 7, and I said fuck it, and went in and finished the game very easily.
Yeah, once you've leveled your ship, it's a toughie. It's a tough old ship.
So, what happens with all this Davy Jones shit? Does it really matter?
I mean, it's the end of Pirates of the
she's, like,
Caribbean 3.
sailing
Did you see that?
around.
I
Yeah.
like. Okay, wait. One thing I wanted to mention here. So, before you get your ship and make it to Port Royal, you have to fight this big flying boss. And man, this was a cool fight. You got to like.
hated this.
Oh, I liked it. Sora can like surf around on the air stuff, and then you can shoot the boss. I like it a lot.
I found it difficult because you get on top of a little bug, like a little flyy bug, and you have to fly around shooting from it. I somehow found this difficult to control and manage. I remember
The first time I played it, I hated it, but when I played it for this playthrough, I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I remember I think I died or I nearly died. I was doing something there was some element of it that I wasn't getting because I didn't read the tutorial when I got on it or something. So then once I actually understood what I was doing, it was pretty easy and quick to manage. But at first I was just confused flying on this bug. The flight controls felt fiddly to me. I didn't quite like them. Same with the gummy ship.
I
don't
did
know,
fall
maybe I
off
just
a
don't have
bug
the
a
brain
couple of
for flying.
times. And when you fall off a bug, you gotta take a chemtrail back to your bug.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ever take a chemtrail?
And then eventually you jump on the back of the big guy and give him some smick smacks with your keyblade.
This is great. I really liked it. Thumbs up.
I didn't like it. Didn't care for this.
Okay. Well, Matthew, what do you think? Was it great? Was it not great? Boss fight at the end, fighting a big monster.
I liked the Kraken fight.
I didn't.
Well, that's a different fight entirely.
None of this stuff is
That's
hard.
a
All right,
different.
Seth?
You just fly around and hit and mash the A button. All you really
Yeah, I
gotta
thought
do
it
is
was fun.
tilt your joystick slightly in the correct direction, smash the A button,
I believe we call them clicky sticks on this
clicky
podcast.
sticks, wiggly sticks.
Oh,
Wiggly sticks.
Wiggly sticks.
Wiggly
sorry.
sticks and clicky buttons.
Oh, okay.
I don't, as I said, I don't care for the pirate stuff. I tuned a lot of this shit out. I did not care about the pirates, and I did not care about who lived and died, and I did not care about any of it. There's a big whirlpool, and that's kind of neat. And you have to shoot another ship and also a giant kraken, and that's kind of fun.
Yeah, there's that boss fight, and I like that boss fight too. It reminded me of a Rez boss.
Yeah, it's weird.
Again,
It's fun.
a lot of this game plays like Rez or Panzer Dragoon Saga, and I like that. That whirlpool boss fight was fun. You had to ask Calypso for help, and she'd like promised help before. And then there's a part where the Englishman, the breathy, seductive Englishman who's trying to get with the pirate, is like.
Did we talk about how he
he
got
has a whole fleet?
the pirate drunk? And John was like, I think he's trying to fuck this pirate.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, maybe there's something.
He keeps pouring him
for
drinks.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have another drink.
You like
to do
rum,
me a favor. Slip it out.
So he felt betrayed. I guess like the pirate said no and wasn't interested. And so then he brought an entire fleet to attack, and they're like, "What are we gonna do? This will never happen." But then I guess Sea Goddess brought the Kraken. Is that what happened? I don't know.
Sea Goddess brings...
No,
the Kraken is
works
Davy
for
Jones.
Davy Jones. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
the
what did
lore
the
of
Sea
these
Goddess
movies, as best I can recall, is that Davy Jones and the Sea Goddess were like a hot item, and then he somehow became Davy Jones, and he could only go on land one day every 10 years. And so he came to
Yeah.
visit the Sea Goddess, and then she wasn't there. Like, she didn't come to their 10-year meeting. In the movie, she explains it's because she's like the sea, she's fickle and unpredictable, and there's nothing she can do about it. But he gets super pissed, and he traps the Sea Goddess in the body of a mortal woman. And so she wants out of her trapped body. He wants Jack Sparrow to come work on his ship for 100 years. Jack doesn't want to do that, and that's essentially the deal.
Yeah, and like she wants to be freed, and that's what these pieces of 8 are, right?
Yes. If
Yeah.
the pirate kings all get together and put all their pieces of 8 together, then somehow she can be free. But pirates can never have a king because they can never agree on anything. But Keira Knightley is the king now, somehow.
Somehow. Doesn't
For
really
reasons. Yep.
Ah.
So she's the king of the pirates. It all had to do with like Barbossa and
But
things.
don't Will
You
and
might-
her
you
get
might-
separated at the end? Like
matter.
they
Yeah,
get-
because he becomes Davy Jones, right?
He becomes the new Davy Jones because there has to be a Davy Jones.
Oh, and then
Yeah.
and that's when the pirate does stab Davy Jones's heart in the box. Isn't there also a point when you're walking? No, it's not you. It's Luxord and the other one are on a pier, and then they see Pete and Maleficent, and they're like, "What are you guys doing?" They're like, "We heard that there was a box here.
We heard
What
her in a
did-"
box. Yeah.
And they're
had
still
to
looking for a
check it out.
box.
And and Luxor is like, well, don't get involved in things here because they have nothing to do with you, and if you'll get in trouble. And Maleficent's like, I will do whatever I goddamn well want to.
Yeah, I was like cheering for her
Yeah.
at this point. I was like,
Yeah.
yes, hooray.
Now, listeners, you might ask what all this parts of the, like, how the game effortlessly weaves this organization stuff into the plot of the movies. And the answer is that it doesn't.
Yeah, it's about as clear as we have been. Like, you need to bring your vague recollections of what happens in Pirates 2 and 3 to this level, or none of it will make any sense.
But then
whatsoever.
the organization stuff on top of that is like they thought that the heart they were looking for was a different kind of heart, and when they see it's just a heart in a box, they're like,
Yeah, it's just-
They could have done this really easily and been like, Sora's back in the Caribbean. He meets Jack. Jack's like, hey, there's these new pirates out on the waters, and holy shit, it's the organization. That's it.
Right.
That's it. That's all you got to do.
Mm-hmm. And then it's revealed to us that the Jack we have been with the whole time is not the real Jack. And
he's a bunch of crabs.
he's a bunch of crabs. And then the Will and Elizabeth and stuff that we talked to weren't real either. Because we run into them and like yell at them from our ship, and they're like, oh, Sora, everyone's been really worried about you since you were here last time. It's great to see you.
So they were crabs too?
I think so. They weren't real.
Oh, wow.
And I guess that's to preserve the canon of the movies, because Sora wasn't there. But that
Is it
doesn't
like that
make any
episode of
sense.
G.I. Joe where Shipwreck's stuck in a town and then everyone like turns into mush when they get killed? And it scared me as a 5-year-old.
Yeah, it's just like that, except crabs.
Okay. Yeah.
So none of this makes any sense. But we're all... the whole deal is that, like, Tia Dalma has been helping Sora because she wants him to use his Keyblade to free her. But it turns out to not be necessary. She gets free anyway. She turns into a giant pile of crabs.
Okay. And you also fight Davy Jones on his ship. It's a boss fight. It is very easy. I liked the whirlwind. At this point, this game is throwing so many like attractions at me, and it's like I could be doing the bumper cars and pirate ship. I could be taking out Ariel for some reason. She can come in.
She's a summon now. She shows up and she's just like, we'll have a lot of finny fun. It's swimmy time for everyone.
There's she doesn't even have a callback. Yeah, there's just like this game is not difficult, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could play it on a hard mode, but no thanks.
The attractions are so overpowered. I beat the final boss of this chunker with the pirate ship instantly, basically. It was absurd.
I did that too, and I really love it because the pirate ship, like, you catch them and then they get like thrown up in the air with water.
Yep.
And you're like swinging back and forth on this pirate ship, and they're like, row, row, row. I thought it was very funny to do this to Bill Nighy.
Well, it wasn't for me. It was Aqua, but I guess that's not this chunker. But regardless, it was.
Yeah, I did that too.
You
that was great.
Yeah, you catch her between the. It's rare for that to happen, but she went from full health, almost full health, to half a health bar, and I was just like, wow. I did
and plus
nothing.
you get to like you just see her flopping around in the air, and you're just standing there with that boat. Oh, that was amazing!
Ow! Ow! It really did cut all of her stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was. What
Sora's
a great game.
power set is terrifying. Like, he's strong, he's fast, and then he has this like Green Lantern ability essentially to summon these rides and just wreak havoc.
And then on
Has
top of
anyone
that, he's
figured
got
out
a
how-
duck behind him screaming in English and like zapping people with lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a
And Goofy
mad
kinda
dog
wandering
Who is
in
the
smacking
circles.
most
people.
powerful character
Yeah, the
in
duck
any
who
Final
is
Fantasy
the
world.
most powerful character in any Final Fantasy world.
So I guess that's it for this new now will so is that how the series ends?
No, there's
That
a-
Will
there's
is
a
Davy
fourth
Jones?
movie.
That's how that initial trilogy ends.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they don't come back,
Okay.
right? Just Jack
No,
Sparrow.
They
Bill and
do.
Elizabeth's. Oh, do they?
I think they come back eventually, right?
nope.
I've never
I don't
seen
know.
any of them, but I'm pretty sure they come back. I'm like
This is
I'm like
3 of 4,
80%
so
sure.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. You're talking like there's a
No,
bunch.
there's a fifth movie.
I don't
Yeah, I
think
thought
so.
there's 5.
I thought
I
there
think
were
I
4.
saw the fourth one, and they were not in that one. But I think there is a fifth one
Oh.
that was pretty recent that I haven't seen.
Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Oh, the
Came
last
out in
one I saw was
2017.
Curse of the Black Pearl. Anyway.
Isn't that the first one?
That is the first one.
Oh, no. Okay, then it was this one. It was the Davy Jones Locker one. That's the last one I saw, for sure. I remember
But
this
yeah,
movie.
so we shouldn't gloss over the fact that Will straight up is murdered, and he then becomes the new Davy Jones and can only
Oh,
go
yeah.
on land once every 10 years.
Orlando Bloom does reprise his role as Will Turner in the 5th movie. And one of the primary cast members is Brenton Thwaites, who is Henry Turner, the son of Will and Elizabeth
Wow.
Turner.
Ooh.
Can't wait to never watch that piece of shit.
Is he an adult or is he a child?
Brenton Thwaites is an adult. I recognize
I think
that
he's
name.
like a young teen.
I recognize that name.
Is this going to be a mutt situation or like that second Mummy movie where they had an obnoxious kid situation?
Oh, that's right. They did have that
No, I
kid.
think he's older than that. That kid from the second Mummy movie sucks.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it for that. So then we get 8 hours of cutscenes.
Oh, that's right.
where you-
He's fucking Robin on Titans.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Weren't there some cutscenes? Oh yeah, this is where Mickey and Riku first meet Aqua, and she's not happy to see them, right?
Oh, I forgot about this.
And then I think at the end of this cutscene's right where Mickey gets attacked by a big tube worm made out of Heartless. Or like a twister made out of Heart.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so there's that cutscene. There's probably also some Organization 13 cutscenes in between here.
I'm sure there is.
Aqua's upset because she's been left in the world of darkness for like 10 years.
Yeah, she's like, how could you just leave me and not try to find me? You didn't know how bad this is going to be. This has been awful. I've been so lonely. Then back to fun time, having fun, guys, where
Yep.
Sora, Donald, and Goofy decide to take a trip to San Fransokyo, the combination of San Francisco and Tokyo. That I don't know if y'all have played Overwatch. This level looks so much like Overwatch. I didn't realize how
It
much
is kind of
the
Overwatchy,
Big
that's
Hero
true.
6 aesthetic kind of it was taken, or at least maybe inspired a little bit, or they had similar inspirations. I don't want to say it's a complete ripoff because I know that Project Titan was going on before Big Hero 6 got released. What do you all think of Big Hero 6? Vanessa.
I watched it once and it was fine.
Jim Banks.
I've seen it a couple times, and I think it's okay.
I think it is one of the kind of underrated Disney movies. I think it's a lot of fun. If I'd seen this as a kid, I would have loved it. It's like perfect for me, for sure. I was a little old. I mean, I was like 40 when I saw it.
Yeah.
No, like 35 when I saw it. So it was a little old, but I really enjoyed it. Especially it's one of those, I find this with a lot of Disney movies that I like the first hour, and the last half hour isn't really for me. Like that when it turns into like an action movie. It's kind of, so yeah, it's kind of inspired by like Godzilla stuff and power, like Sentai, like the Power Rangers style things as well. So you got like the first movie doesn't really focus on the team that much. You feel like it's building up for a sequel or for a TV show. I think they're just starting with like a traditional animated TV show now. Right?
There's like a 3D animated TV show that's on right now, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was hand style animated.
I don't believe so.
And it's got Scott Adsit, who is one of my favorite people from Third Rock from the Sun. Although Kenneth is my favorite person from Jack McBrayer.
Oh, wait, did you mean 30 Rock?
Yeah, you meant 30
You
You
Rock.
said,
I
you
was
said
very
Third Rock from the
confused.
Sun. I was like, or what are we talking about
I mix
here?
those two up every
Yeah.
time.
I was going to say, are you going to profess your love for French Stewart?
I love French Stewart. That's more of a Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was telling someone, was it you, Johnny, who was like horrified when I said that I had a crush on Joseph Gordon-Levitt when he was on Third Rock from the Sun, and you were like freaking out until you realized that Joseph Gordon-Levitt is older than I am?
Yes.
And I saw him
I
as
think
a child.
Yeah. That makes sense. So that's totally fine.
But Johnny was like, "How could you?"
I'm back, and I'm here to discuss Big Hero 6.
Oh, let's hear. I won't talk about 30 Rock or Third Rock from the Sun anymore. What are your feelings on Big Hero 6?
I've seen it more than once, and it's okay. I'm pretty sure it's based on a Marvel comic book, actually.
Yeah, I thought so
It is
too.
based on a comic book, yeah.
Yeah. Is it
Also,
Marvel?
there is a show out. It's called Baymax.
Yay!
It
He's
is
the
3D.
best. Baymax is Scott Adsit. I really like Baymax. I think he's adorable. I like watching them put on the armor and it's like going squishy, squishy. Oh, I thought it was so cute.
It's got a bunch of good ideas and like cute stuff, but I feel like the like underpinnings of that movie are kind of weak. Like it just.
I think it needs a better central character.
Yeah,
I don't think Hero's
he's
a
not-
very interesting
yeah,
character.
he's kind of the worst part. I also don't dislike everything, but I'll tell you what, I don't love a purse hero. I don't love when the lady's
purse hero.
power is that she has a purse that is her power. That reeks of
But in the
old
movie, it
school
changes it. She's like a
Fiexism.
chemist. She's mixing chemicals in her bag and does cool stuff with them. I think that's neat.
Yeah,
What do you think,
but I
Vanessa?
see what Matt's getting at.
Vanessa, give me your opinion on this. What do you think about purse powers?
Having a purse isn't a power; it's a burden. And people are like, "Why do women carry purses?" Because we're expected to have all of this stuff with us all the time.
Why don't you just get a messenger bag? That's what I do. It looks stylish and cool. I look like a hip young man.
I very much prefer crossbody bags for a plethora of reasons. They make me feel more secure when I'm out and about in the big city. Like I will not be purse snatched. They're more difficult to leave somewhere accidentally. I'm not satisfied with my bag situation at the moment. This happens to all women. We get a bag, we use it, wears out. We get tired of it. We don't want it. We want a new bag. And so I have been thinking about getting maybe like a sort of distressed leather looking Indiana Jones-ish. I'm going to take this to Petra and find the Lost Grail kind of messenger bag. I think I could rock
Hell
that.
yeah.
I have a canvas one right now. That's really nice, but well, it's not really. It was $30, but there was one that the company that makes baseball gloves does this like baseball glove leather messenger bag
Rowlings?
that's too nice to
Rawlings?
use.
Is that it?
Yeah, I think so. It's too nice to use though. Like I know I'd scuff it up, but it looks so pretty. But it's also $200. So
Boy, that
I'm not going to get
sounds
that.
worth $200. Send me a link to that, please.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so purse, like, it's difficult because I like having my stuff with me, like a bottle of water and a chapstick and my cosmetic items, my wallet, my keys, my phone charger in case the phone runs out of batteries and I have to go somewhere. You know, it's like I have all my stuff, but that feeling of sometimes you go for a walk and you just bring your keys and your debit card, that's amazing. That's how men feel all the time.
That's not true. I always check both. I always check all four pockets before I walk out the door. In fact, I do it compulsively. I do it sometimes even when I'm not leaving the house. Wallet, keys, phone. Wallet, keys, phone. Wallet, keys, phone, and vape. You know what I mean? Tap, 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 tap.
I don't have
Tap, tap,
four
tap, tap.
pockets to put things in.
Tap, 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 tap. I like to spread them out. I don't like to have a lot of stuff in my pockets. Keys in one pocket, phone in one pocket, wallet.
That's what I do too, because if you put your phone and your keys in the same pocket, then you'd scratch your phone up.
So are you using your back pockets?
For my wallet.
I can't. Women's trousers do not have functional back pockets. I can't put anything back there.
I see women with
Most of the
phones
time they
poking
aren't
out of
even
their back
real.
pockets all the time.
That's terrible. It's going to fall out. Someone will grab it.
I always wonder how that works. Like, don't they sit on it?
Yeah, I don't want to sit on my phone.
Wouldn't the phone snap as it tries to adjust to the curvature of one's butt?
It depends on how much badonkadonk you're hauling around.
That's true. It's true. If you're dragging a wagon, though, it could break your phone.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, back in San
Meanwhile, in
Fransokyo.
San Fransokyo.
Yeah, Sora's like freaking out because
Didn't-
he's never been in a city before, I guess.
Didn't Big Hero 6 have a notoriously big-butted ant or something?
Yeah, I think the
She's not
ant
in this.
does have.
She's like,
Does
I
have
think
a
that
butt.
this movie has a character that looks a lot like the mom from
The Incredibles. Aunt
Johnny,
Cass.
Johnny has sent the link to this bag, so listeners, please bear with us for 5 minutes of silence while we all shop for a new bag for ourselves.
Well, really,
The one I
was gonna
really
say
like
it's
is-
my brother, because he's the type of person that would like
It's
something like this.
$500 though now. There used to be a one that was $150, but now they're like 3 times. That was 20 years ago, so I understand that the prices have gone up. But the Heart of the Hide tan briefcase that's sort of what it looked like, but it's more of a messenger bag. They don't have the old school style anymore.
Oh, I found a DeviantArt for Aunt Cass.
No, I don't want to see it. Don't send it. It's too late. He did it.
It's Aunt Cass and the mom from The Incredibles.
And the Incredibles mom.
Well, anyway, Baymax, and then there's the T.J. Miller hops around and is
What? This is not a way to talk about the plot of
fucking
what's happening here.
extra.
Oh, is TJ Miller the one who's dressed up like Godzilla?
Yeah, he's Kaiju
Yes.
Oh, he's the okay. I like that character a lot, and yeah, I guess it does sound like I'm hanging out with Matt now that I think about
Yeah.
it.
I guess I don't hear it at all, but you know how it is. Got that
Your
Deadpool
own
money.
voice always sounds strange to you when it's on a recording.
But you know, I listen to my own voice all the time because I edit this show half the time.
because you're TJ Miller.
Yes, and like all famous people,
so-
I only watch my own media.
Yes.
Whatever platform it's streaming on, I've got it running on every television in the
Well,
house
that's how
just
you,
to
like-
boost those numbers, baby.
That's how you establish
goose it.
that you're like a has-been. Is it cuts to your house and you're watching your old movies and it's showing
true.
you that you're going to hire a young man to write your novel and then murder him.
Yeah, but it's different these days because you're not just sadly watching your own movies. You're boosting your numbers, getting on that grind.
That's true.
Now, if I was
And then
blowing
hiring a
off
young writer
if
to
I was blowing
write
the
your
dust off
novel
my
and then
Blu-ray
murder him.
player, maybe.
You got to get yourself trending. You got to be a meme. Think about Rick Astley's life 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and think about it now.
Isn't he dead?
Do I have to?
I don't think so.
Do you think his life has changed significantly? It's not like anybody rickrolls back to the.
Oh.
Oh no!
No! Oh,
stop.
no!
This is not. This is assault.
Did you like when I shared an actual pornographic clip with you guys the other
I
day?
don't click on anything that people say. I don't trust any of you. Maybe Vanessa a little.
But it was at least heterosexual porn.
Great.
But Jim also sent some kind of pornography the other day because I remember
What did I
clicking on
send?
that. I don't remember, but I remember.
Oh, there was a clip of a guy in a club dancing, and he split the middle of his pants, and his dick and balls fell out.
That's hilarious. Actually, I gotta go back.
Do you
and
have to
find
say that in a Tim Robinson voice there, Jim? His pants split open, and you're gonna be dancing in the middle of a club, and then your pants split open, and then your dick and your balls fall out, and everyone sees your dick and the balls falling out of your pants.
Vanessa, how many times did you watch that video? Because it's
More than
impossible to
once.
watch. It's impossible to watch less than 20
It
times,
is.
I think.
But I have to say, like, it was the middle of the workday. I just wasn't expecting it. There was no accompanying text. There was no indication of what Jim had sent. He's just like sent a link to Twitter. Usually it's a news article about a game or something like that.
Yeah.
These are just some dude's dick and balls swinging free.
I see. I did
Oh, wait,
the same
I found
thing.
it. Hold on. John,
And
I'll show it to you.
And then I remembered that Jim was on a work trip, and I didn't want his like new bosses, Jim, to be like doing a presentation using his phone. It's like, oh, I just got to clear this notification. He clicks on it, and it's a lady getting her getting her vagina like zapped with those charger pedals. But pretend, listeners, it was pretend. All right, let's see this thing that Jim said.
Now I'm watching it again.
Such a good video.
Oh God! Well, he probably should have worn underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
It's the look on his face at the end where he's like, "What is? Oh no, what has happened?"
Oh, that. Although that kind of happened to me.
Oh, John, don't tell the story on the show.
Anyway.
At a store?
Yeah, because my pants ripped, and then I forgot that my underwear had also ripped earlier that day. And I was bending down to grab something. I was like, oh, God, no.
Wait, your underwear ripped and you didn't change them? You're just
Well, I guess like this guy.
This is me now. This is who I am. I am ripped underwear, you know?
Well, yeah, if your underwear rips in the middle of the day, you're not going to go home. You'll be like, well, oh well. Mm-hmm. But then you're at a store and bending down to like grab some Diet Pepsi or something, and you just wonder if anyone saw it or not, and you don't know, and you feel like a testicle might have dropped out of your pants.
So Big Hero 6 gives us some AR glasses.
We still have not actually touched on anything that's actually happening in this world.
What are you talking about?
we
We
show up
talked
here-
about the mom.
We
the
have
aunt.
not.
TJ Miller.
We're on the Golden Gate Bridge. Sora's freaking out because he's never been in this kind of metropolis, and he's like, "Oh my God, it's a city!"
Yeah, he's really excited. It's cool. It's kind of funny.
Fuck.
This city is boring, though.
The city is boring. And then some Heartless show up on the bridge, and in ride the Hero 6 team. But they're getting beat up, and so Sora's like, I'm gonna help. And you fight on the bridge around all of these automobiles.
It's pretty cool.
So Sora,
Right.
like, knows what cars are and stuff?
I don't think
He's the car
so.
czar? I assume
Yeah, in
he's
the
car
DLC, Sora gets a driver's license and
Well,
you
but
drive.
so he knows what cars are and stuff? Like, he's from the islands, and then since he was 10, he's been living in Disneyland, I think?
It's still unclear how sophisticated technologically Sora's homeworld is. To me.
Yeah, well, they have like a mainland, right? Because it shows it in the second
Right.
one. Because that's
Kyrie
where
goes to
what's her
school.
face is going to school. Yeah.
Yeah, and she goes to school in like a school uniform, like a proper little schoolgirl.
Yeah.
So Sora knows about cars.
Oh no.
He knows what cars are.
I guess he knows what cars
Is
are.
anybody
he
gonna
seen the
follow
trolley
up on
cars
this
in Twilight
Cars Are
Town?
joke I'm making? Anybody? No, it's great. Nobody watched.
I don't know
None
what-
of you guys ever watched the show Happy Endings? It's
No.
wow. This is a real lame group of people I'm podcasting with right now. You don't know about Brad.
I'm
You
sorry.
don't know about Jane. Those are kind of the best people on the show, to be honest with you.
What is that on?
It's canceled now.
Showtime?
I think it was on
Is it a
ABC.
Showtime show?
Yeah, it was.
I think it's
Is it a situation
it
comedy?
floats around on.
Yes.
It's like a modern.
But like single camera.
Okay.
Yeah, like single cam. It's got Adam Pally and Eliza Dushku, maybe Eliza somebody.
I don't think it's
Dollhouses, Elijah
Dushku.
Dushku?
I don't think it's Eliza
Yeah, you're
Dushku.
right. Maybe I just pulled that name out of my ass. And it's got Damon Wayans Jr., who is fantastic.
Yeah, Adam Pally, Casey Wilson, Alicia Cuthbert. I think that's who
You're
you're
right.
thinking of, and Eliza Coop.
Eliza Koo. And it's fucking fantastic. It's one of the best shows ever.
Megan Mullally, Paul
only-
Scheer, Mark Paul Gosselaar.
It's only 3 seasons, and it's 3 wonderful, joyous. It's the only problem with that show is that it's got the worst premise ever, which is that the show starts when one of the ladies leaves, one of the cast members leaves the other one at the altar. Bum bum bum. You know what I mean?
You find that depressing?
Well, that's like the start of the show, and it like gives you this impression of it's gonna be like this, but really the show is just kind of like a situation comedy with this group of friends who are all really good and funny actors and great and fun. Adam Pally is probably the best gay on television.
I don't know who that is, and you keep saying his name.
So
that is a bold
he's
claim, though.
Such a fucking normie guy. I learned a lot about gay culture pre-John from Happy Endings. That's all I'm saying. Oh, that hilarious! There's a great episode where he like he wants to learn what he is, and he goes to like a bear thing, and he's like, "Oh, do like this," and he goes to like I don't know. He goes to a bunch of shit. It's pretty funny. You know what I'm talking about. I don't know what the phrase is.
Who's the best gay on television, Johnny?
What about my Twitter acquaintance, Dominic? What's his last name?
Toretto.
No,
He's all about family. You love him.
The guy who has the cowboy boots on Burgess, Dominic Burgess on Good Place. He has the cowboy.
Who's your
boots
favorite
that
gay character
GD.
in
He
like a
buys for GD,
sitcom comedy
likes
style
them.
show? You know, not like I don't want to mix it with like drama and like serious stuff, but like
Oh,
in like comedies,
maybe.
Like who's your favorite?
I want to
gay
say
character?
Lucius from Gay Pirates.
Oh wow, I haven't
is it
watched that
Lucien
yet.
or Lucius?
I have not watched it yet.
There's so many gays to choose from on that show,
Yeah.
and they're all amazing. But I think he has a very sweet romance that I identified with, so I'm going to say that one.
Vanessa.
I don't know, Matt Bomer?
Isn't he a politician?
Well, mine's Adam Pally and Happy Endings, so you whatever. Fuck off. I do need to watch that pirate show though. I just have not. I keep forgetting about it. I really meant to watch it, and it was at the top of my list, and then I didn't watch it.
I'd say
and now I forgot about it.
watch the first 3 episodes, because the first episode's a little rough, and then by the end of the 3rd episode, it sort of introduces the whole plot of the series. And I think that gets really good. Once that starts rolling, it gets really good.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get through it fine when I start it. It looks very up my alley, but I have not gotten around to it.
Basically, when Taika Waititi appears,
Oh, really?
the show gets
Are
rolling.
the Flight of the Conchords in that too?
I don't know.
Flight of the Conchords, boys?
I don't. Oh God, what's Baymax doing? Oh no! Jim, this was drawn by a child.
I don't want to talk about
Oh.
the pornography that Jim is sending us.
Yeah, I guess we need to move on. So Jim does not have so much idle time on his hands.
He's not here right now.
Somebody, what happens here? We talked about the bridge, and then we go back to the garage.
Yeah.
We go back to Big Hero 6's garage, and we meet all of his friends, and then they give us AR
I
glasses.
can't stop looking at that drawing.
And we go. It was the listeners. If like I don't want. I'm sorry, listeners.
They can use their imagination.
yeah, frankly.
Just pregnant Baymax
so-
is all you need to know.
Yeah.
What?
Is that not what we're looking at here? Is this not a pregnant Baymax?
No.
Would stop
Baymax-
talking
Oh,
about
sorry,
it.
Baymax is like fingering Aunt Cass's belly button.
Sorry, I thought it was a prego thing. Impreg?
No,
I
well,
wanna
it
talk
could
about this.
be. Anyway.
So we go back to the garage, and Hero explains that these Heartless have been showing up, but you can't always see them without the assistance of AR or something like that. To be honest, I tuned out.
Yeah,
No,
it's
the
horseshit. It's just
AR
an
was
excuse
just for
to make you fight
for training.
It's an excuse to make you fight
Yeah.
digital Heartless. And it's an excuse to make you run around in the
Digimon.
city, and they like monitor you and all.
monsters.
I don't know.
Yeah, first you have to do like a course, like a
Yeah.
jump through hoops kind of Superman Nintendo 64 kind of course. And I thought maybe that would be all that this level was, and I was very angry about it. But happily it's not. After you do that, then they send you to downtown San Fransokyo to look for Heartless.
And I just was really impressed graphically on the. We're playing this on. I think we're all playing on PS5. Maybe Matt isn't.
I'm playing it on the Xbox.
This game looks amazing, and this level looks so good. And it's fun.
Look good, but
There's not a
bored.
lot to it. Yeah,
This
there's not
city
a lot
is
to it.
empty.
Yeah. They could have. I feel like it felt like they ran out of time. It plays a lot. It plays and looks a lot like except like better graphics. The PS2 Spider-Man games. And it's like early open world where there's not a lot going on, but you can't even deliver pizza while a pizza song plays. So.
Yeah, I did find that if I sort of stuck to the sidewalk levels in the smaller building areas, there was kind of fun stuff. There's things to find in alleys, little secrets to find on rooftops and things like that, but not as many as I hoped for.
There's a bunch
Yeah,
of
I think
skyscrapers and
urban
stuff that
area
you get
like
to
this.
like float around between, which is neat.
Yeah.
It's just small
And I enjoyed
and
the
like
photo
uninspired. Like it's just like some buildings. There's nothing to it. Is this
I
the
do think-
smallest map of the fucking game?
No, the Frozen map was tiny. It was
No,
just
the
like-
Frozen map was fucking huge. I went through that thing twice.
But Jim and I both
Probably
had
Twilight Town's
problems
smallest,
with the air
Twilight Town
glide or whatever.
Oh, air stepping.
Yeah, the air stepping is a big mechanic in this one because that's how you get to the top of buildings, and it just sucks. Like they should have figured out how to do this better. It doesn't really slow down time enough. It
Yeah.
does for a little bit, but it doesn't snap to where you gotta go or anything. It's very unfriendly. I think that the air stepping mechanic sucks, but I don't know. I like the bosses and stuff in this part,
Yeah.
and I like Big Hero 6. So I liked all the characters showing up and learning. My favorite part was when you're training and they're all learning from Sora on how to be better superheroes. I thought that was great. That was really cute and fun.
Yeah.
But eventually they all get into trouble, so we have to rescue each of these people.
Yeah, isn't it timed or?
No,
It is
no.
timed.
Is it? It didn't.
Yeah.
say
I
time.
didn't notice the timer.
It's timed. I ran out of time.
Wow. How?
I didn't understand what I was supposed to do in one of the areas.
Because like each of them is trapped in a different way by these dark cubes, I guess. They're like these digi-cubes that are from the first movie and they're coming back and they don't know how they're coming back. And one of them you have to like cast the right element on each arm that's holding down this girl. One of them you have to like smash with a big rolling sphere. That was pretty fun. One of them...
You have to use
You have to
magic on
spin
each of
on
its.
the flagpoles.
One of them you
yeah.
have to use different kinds of magic on each of its arms.
We addressed that one already. One of them you have to jump up and hit it from above. So you have
Right,
to like
yes. You have to give it a smashy smash.
One of them you have to break
Uh,
down
this-
to. Never mind.
the
Electric
spinning one
Avenue?
is the one that I couldn't figure out.
So which one?
It's like there's these 5 or 6 telephone poles that the things are connected to, and you have to spin on each of the telephone poles and
break
like jump
the-
to the next one.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was-
yeah.
I was just trying to smack, because if you smack it, it will let
Yeah.
go, but not fast enough.
Right.
So that's why I ran out of time.
Wow.
So did you have to do all of them over again or just the one you were stuck
I
on?
did have to do all of them over
Yeah,
again.
this one takes you back to your last save. This game does not have like checkpoints. Right?
That's right. So we get them free, and then we try to figure out who's doing this, and who is it? It, of course, is Riku.
Yeah, but it's like
But,
baby
like,
Riku.
not real
It's like
Riku.
young Riku. The fact that Sora thinks that this is Riku, even though it looks like Riku has de-aged by 3 years, is wild to me. Like, you don't see a younger version of your friend and go like, "What are you doing here? Everything's
Yeah,
fucking normal."
but
Yeah.
I mean, Riku got older and then got younger again, so it's not out of the realm of possibility.
This reminded me of like in
That's true,
in the
that's
movie
fair.
Mortal Kombat when
Which one?
Liu
The
Kang
new
is
modern
fighting.
classic that's currently on HBO Max?
No,
or the classic
the old
classic.
one.
Armageddon, the one with Jax.
Armageddon, the one I've never made
No.
it more than 15 minutes into somehow. Even
That
I
one is
can't
terrible.
Watch that
That
movie.
TV show
It's like I'm
that I
allergic
know
to it.
exists, but I've never
Are
seen.
you talking about the animated show?
But in the
I remember watching that thing on Saturday mornings, baby.
Oh, what about that? What about that side-scrolling one with live-action bits for the PS1?
Oh, the Scorpion.
Oh yeah, that's a Sub-Zero game,
I remember
right?
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a
But in
Jax
the,
one too.
But in that original Mortal Kombat movie, when Liu Kang is fighting the wizard guy at the end, the wizard guy
Stop
just
saying wizard guy. His name
transforms
is
in
Shang
front
Tsung.
of Shang Tsung transforms in front of Liu Kang into his little brother, and Liu Kang is like, "Are you my little brother?" It's like, no, your little brother is dead, and you just watched him transform into this guy.
Yeah, exactly. That's funny. Exactly. So, anyway, we win Big Hero
Well,
6
it's like when
World,
you're
and
with
the episode
someone-
is over.
And they don't have a hat, and then they put on a hat, and you're like, who are you? You know, that happens all the time. Shut up, I hate you all.
So more stuff happens.
Well, Riku like has the card, and I guess this card is what's the name? Hero's brother's card, and that was what he
it's like-
used to program the original Baymax.
Yes, Baymax's like memory chip.
Yeah, and Riku's like, well, I'm gonna return. Oh, also, Riku's voice actor is awful. And I guess because he's like a replica, or I don't know if this is on purpose or not, but that voice acting was the worst in the game by far. Of him being like, and isn't it like someone from 98 Degrees or something voicing Riku?
What?
I don't know. I thought it was some like pop guy being like, oh, Sora. Well, remember me? I'm your friend, except I hate you now. Anyway, I'm going to return this card back where I found it. And then he disappears. And Hero knows this means that he somehow has access to the original Baymax, which got destroyed. And he's filled it with heart data that he's been recording with the guys fighting the Heartless, I guess. Oh.
I feel like I should contribute something, but I don't really know why this is happening.
Well, in the end, you decide to go, like, you regroup back at the garage, and you can talk to everybody, and then you can go fight Riku, and there's a big boss fight, and you gotta fight, like, the Digi-Demon with the blocks, and at first...
I liked the block fight. I thought that was
Well,
good.
at first you couldn't damage it, right? And then you had to do it again after you figured out how to damage it, which was to fight the core. And the core was like like in the middle of a heart shaped. I like that part too. That was pretty neat. Yeah. So you one more boss fight with Riku fighting this Digi-Demon thing, and then Riku is defeated. He doesn't. I don't know. He just goes away, doesn't he? You don't kill him.
Well, he activates evil Betamax.
Evil Baymax. And so there's
Baymax.
a Baymax versus
It's the
Baymax
original
fight.
Baymax that disappears at the end of the original.
Yeah.
But the thing is that they somehow make, spoiler alert, make evil Baymax good again. And then at the end of this, there's two Baymaxes.
There's two Baymaxes.
Huh.
Maybe that.
Isn't that great?
Maybe that.
Yeah.
It's great.
Have you noticed that? Has anybody else noticed that every other world, the game alternates between having you interrupt a plot and having you come after the plot and just like do some shit?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Wonder why.
I much prefer the coming after the plot and doing some shit than interrupting.
Do you?
the
Because think
plot.
about those worlds.
Like, we've already
Toy
seen
Story,
the movie.
San Fransokyo.
Yeah, Toy Story was fun.
This level sucks.
San Francisco was fun.
Was it?
Also, like, I
Maybe
kind of wish
somewhere.
they would have done Arendelle a little bit differently, and like you could have. It would have been cool to have Elsa in your
It would
party.
have been cool to go into the city too. Like that's a cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go into the castle and all that stuff. Like that would have been fun. They didn't have to just like stick you off in the mountains for the entire.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's 2 Baymaxes. Pretty cool.
I did play around on this level a little bit after we got the 2 Baymaxes, and you can choose to go into the city in daytime or nighttime, which I thought
Yeah.
was
Does
kind of
treasure chest
interesting.
change?
I believe they do.
I went to get the different photos because there's a day photo of where you have to get a photo of the fish, the flying fish things, and then there's a night photo where you have to get a photo of the evening star, and that was cute.
Oh. I did like the is it flan or flan? Flan. I liked the flan in this level, which has you like there's like 4 on a rooftop and you have to bounce between them and not get eaten by ones you've already bounced on, and then ones glow and you bounce on the glowy ones and it shoots you to another rooftop to do the same thing over again, and you have to keep doing it till you get the score high enough. It's pretty fun.
I gotta be honest with you, I've hit the wall. I'm ready to finish this fucking game.
Well, good news. It's almost over.
That's next time. Next time, we're going to finish Kingdom Hearts 3.
Just don't do what Johnny did and they'd be like, oh, I'll save after I get back to the gummy ship here, because, spoiler alert, you don't go back to the gummy ship right away, at least. An hour of stuff happens, including a boss fight. So save before you go back to the gummy ship. There's a lot
in the finale that we're going to have to explain.
No lore.
Yes, all the lore
stuff happens.
Give it to me, Jim. I want my
I hope
face.
you're ready to hear about the Kingdom Hearts mobile game, because that factors into the end.
I want to have my face power washed with Kingdom Hearts lore.
We'll spray lore all over you.
Daddy.
Hey, Matthew, why don't you sing me into my corner?
Oh, hey, everybody. It's time for John's Bullshit Minigame Corner.
And that's all about... I played more of those classic Kingdom games. I played every single one I've unlocked, which is like...
Wow.
I went and played another 6 or 7 games.
You said you liked the prison one, right?
Yeah, the Prison Escape one is like a Metal Gear. I think it's a good one. Like, it's complicated, but in a good way. It's not boring. The problem I realized with these is... I've played a lot of these kind of games as a kid, like the Game & Watch and like the Tiger cheapo versions of it. And those ones get really difficult really fast. Yeah. In this one, you can get bored because, like, you're not dying and it's not getting hard enough fast enough. So it's just like playing a really boring game for 10 minutes.
Yeah, those games are not meant to last more than 15 seconds at a time.
Yeah, exactly. Like those Game & Watch games are difficult and they get fast, and that's part of the fun. And I feel like, but the prison one is actually difficult and good. So I'd say that's my one criticism of these, because they're really cute. Like for 5 seconds or a minute, playing them for a minute is really neat, but you probably don't want to put more time into them than that.
Yeah, and why would you?
Because it's there was
it's
one
a neat
where you're
idea,
like
but it's a
bugs.
bummer that it's the biggest treasure you find in every goddamn world.
Yeah. If you go to the through the really hidden paths and stuff, that's where you find these, and you're like, well, I'm glad I got something for it, but I kind of wanted
a Damascus so I can upgrade my fucking swords.
Exactly.
I cannot find enough of that shit.
I've got.
You
the
can find a bunch
gear.
in the pirate world if you explore. There's
if it doesn't
like
come back,
caves with treasure chests and treasure chests of stuff.
We did all that. We went through it. I found every treasure chest on that fucking map.
Oh wow! I didn't go like. I went. Oh, that's right. I only went through the north half of that map. I didn't do any of the southern islands. I just was like, oh, okay, I think I'm good, because I was like level 7 or 8, and I was like, this is more than enough to beat those ships, so I'm fine.
Yeah, it's fun. There's some ingredients there too. I got my restaurant to 5 stars. I was pretty proud of myself.
Yeah,
you said that last
week.
week.
I will say too, I think the Keyblade you get from the Cah-ra-be-un is the best. That's my favorite one in the game.
Is that a balanced one?
Like, when you do the form change, it's got a cool like AoE attack attached to it as a finisher, and there's
it's a
two
staff.
of them.
It basically replaces the Rapunzel one.
Yeah, okay. And the finisher in the second form change is you summon the Kraken, and it flops its tentacles everywhere and does a big AoE thing. It's really cool.
But you can also get a Keyblade for getting your restaurant to 5 stars, which I enjoyed using.
Oh, I do want to do that.
You mentioned that.
I still find the flambe one so difficult.
Oh,
Me
really?
too.
I noticed after this chunker that a Keyblade is now in my crafting menu.
Ooh.
Oh, for the Ultima?
Oh,
I
nice.
only need like
Yeah,
I
I
need like
haven't-
2
I've never-
Damascuses or something, and I can fucking make it.
I think the only way to you need to do all the flan ones. Is the only way to get enough crafting stuff to make the ultimate weapon. You can. I've made the Save the King and the Save the Queen, Donald and Goofy's ultimates, but I've yet to make the Ultima weapon in Kingdom Hearts 3.
I only need a couple of things. It's the same thing, I think. I didn't see anything from the flans. It was just the normal stuff.
Well, you need the flans to get the ingredients to do the secret menu in the bistro.
That's true.
I think that's how you get an Orichalcum Plus, maybe?
I don't know. I never mastered the secret menu. I tried it a couple times.
Yeah, I've done
What do you
a
have-
few
what does
dishes off of
the-
it.
Menu have to do with getting the Ultima weapon.
Because you get the crafting materials as like a gift for completing the menu, I think.
Huh. Okay. Well, anyway,
Okay.
John's bullshit minigame corner.
You can buy. Yeah, you can buy if you want to keep doing the cooking mini games. You can buy. I think is it once you find the ingredients that you can then buy them at the Mog store.
Some of them are just not available in the store. You have to go find them again.
Yeah.
Oh, boo. Because I keep failing, and then you lose that ingredient. You have to go back to find
Hey,
it.
stick with it and save scum if you have to. You can do it.
That's true. I could save scum. We'll see. If I have it doesn't let me go back to the map at any point? Or back to the...
Oh,
back
yeah.
to the
It's like not until the very end. Maybe even then.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know.
So that might be it for Johnny's
Yeah.
bullshit minigame corner with Ratatouille.
All right.
I'm waiting for Vanessa to be mad. She's not. She knows that I'm saying it to make her mad, so she's not getting mad.
Yeah, you can't manipulate me.
Okay.
I'm looking at pictures of the guy from Taskmaster, New
You
Zealand,
know-
and having a great
You know
time.
what else you can't manipulate? What you're squarely against. Vanessa, what
Yeah.
are you squarely against?
Squarely against the disappointing San Fransokyo level. Just wasn't. I love an urban level. I feel like I do. I want to. It was lacking in
It's
some
small.
way. Maybe it's
Twincy-twincy.
Yeah, it's small.
I don't think it's any bigger
You
than
can't go
Twilight
into
Town.
any of the buildings.
That's not true. It's bigger than Twilight Town.
It's vertical. It has a lot of verticality. But there's just like not very many interesting things on top of these buildings. I guess that's realistic. There's not really interesting stuff on top of buildings. But they could have thrown in like a rooftop bar or something that Sora could go to,
Just
like a nightclub.
Things that shoot you higher into the air.
Sure, but then air empty.
Yeah, that's true. Air empty.
So yeah, I just think, especially as a last level before the sort of end world, it was lacking. Maybe they should have reversed the difficulty and had the Caribbean be the last place that you
Yeah,
went.
maybe having that open sea be the last thing that you do would have really made it feel like. But then again, it's not like it telegraphs to you that it's the end of the game. You don't know. There could be 2 more worlds coming. It's a short ass game.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not.
it's true.
I've put 50 hours into it somehow, but
I did do the research that Jim requested, and this game does have fewer worlds than both Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. With 1 being the most worlds.
Okay. Yeah. So I wasn't wrong.
and 1 also has the worst worlds, the most slapped together bullshit worlds.
Yeah, that's
Like-
true. They're just square rooms.
Yeah, getting through Wonderland is like a trial of fire to getting into the Kingdom Hearts games.
Oh,
Yeah.
what about Tarzan as well?
Tarzan.
That one
Tarzan.
with the vines.
Neverland, where you like go through London and then just onto the pirate ship, and that's it.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, that was the best one.
I wanted to go to Neverland. I want to go through the woods and everything.
You go if you play Birth by Sleep. There's a Neverland world in that one.
I go to Mermaid Lagoon.
Meet the pirates.
Well, you can play that on your 3DS. I kind of want to get Birth by Sleep and the other one, Dream Drop Distance, on 3DS because I really like that 3D and I like playing it on that handheld system. So I might.
If you guys bought, I don't know if you guys got it, but when they did that re-release of 2, the 2.8 one.
Yeah, that has
it's
both
got
of
it's got
those.
Birth by Sleep
Yeah,
in
it
it.
does.
But
I've got
I
it.
kind of want to play
I
it
got
on.
it for the-
Like what I'm saying is, I just want to play it on the 3DS because that's a fun form.
But that's
factor.
not Birth by Sleep's
Is
not
what
on the
I'm saying.
3DS. You're talking about Dream Drop Distance.
Dream Drop Distance. Yeah.
Wait, what's Birth by Sleep on?
PS.
It's like
Plus,
PS
PS Vita, PS.
something, right? Is it a
What
Vita
was
game?
the before
I
the
don't know.
Vita? The PS.
Sweet
That was a
PSP.
PSP game. Oh,
Vita.
PlayStation Portable.
okay. Never mind then.
Oh, it was a PSP game. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Vanessa?
who's next, Vanessa?
Oh, I choose Matt.
Pirates. Yar. Down.
Is that thumbs down?
I don't like it. Get out of here, Pirates. I like the level a lot. Don't get me wrong. They do a lot of fantastic stuff here, and I cannot deny that it's amazing and wonderful, and I love it. But I still don't particularly care for the Pirates of the Caribbean, so thumbs down. What about you, Jimmy?
I will say that I'm roundly for the Caribbean as a level, but I'm squarely against both of these worlds as in terms of they're not plot necessary. You could pull these out of the game entirely, and it wouldn't affect really the narrative
That's
of the game
been
at
true
all.
for every single Disney World and every single Kingdom Hearts game.
I guess you're right.
Other than maybe like Sleeping Beauty.
These just I don't
just
know,
the game.
man. Like I was hitting that skip cutscene button many times.
I really am. I have been trying very hard to pay attention to this Organization 13 stuff so I don't get accused of not understanding the lore of Kingdom Hearts. But these Pirates cutscenes, who could care? I don't care.
What about that one where Beckett was seducing the pirate?
I don't even care about that. And you know that's right up my alley.
Yep, he's an evil Englishman.
Is an evil Englishman seducing another man? Yes, please, bring it on. But no.
I have a question
no.
about that, actually. When Beckett dies...
Oh, okay.
When Beckett dies,
I
why
thought
doesn't
it was
his
more
boat
general
fire
about-
back at the boats that are killing his boat?
Seduction.
Why does he just sit there and die?
That's a good question. I don't know. What happened? What about
'Cause
the
he's
rest
a
of the fleet?
gentleman, and
Why
he
didn't the rest of
accepts
the fleet
defeat.
do
Yeah,
anything?
that's a great
Why did the
question.
rest of the fleet
Why
do
did the rest
anything?
of the fleet do
Why
anything?
does... Yeah, why does when Sora leaves this world, his ship bursts into 1,000 crabs and sinks into the ocean?
Everything is crabs.
I reached for my beer and it was a
That made me
crab.
laugh out loud when Sora was like, goodbye, and the ship bursts into
His
crabs
stupid cartoon-looking boat.
and sinks. His boat looks really stupid. It has giant arrows on the front of it that just like point
for
forward.
the
for no
one
reason.
time you're going to board another ship.
Yeah.
Who's last?
John.
Me. I'm roundly for the best cutscene in the game that we didn't talk about because there's so many cutscenes. Like there's like literally like 30 cutscenes here. But basically, Hayner, Pence, and Olette decide to investigate where what's his name? Roxas went to, and they're like asking around
The
town.
mansion,
They
the
decide
old
to
mansion
go
outside
to the
of
mansion.
Twilight Town.
And Xemnas is there with, I want to say Luxord, maybe? And they're like sneaking around, but then one of them makes a sound or something, and they see Luxord there, or not Luxord, they see that the gang there, and they attack the children, and one of them, like, oh, Come Guardian comes out. For real. This is Come Guardian from the first game, comes out and throws, I want to say, Hayner
They
against
hatch
the
a
wall.
plan to save Ansem. The girl sneaks around the back and sneaks him away while they distract Xehanort
Right.
with all this
Yeah.
bullshit. And then he
Yeah.
almost kills Hayner, but
then Hayner is surrounded by what looks like semen, like goopy
Yeah, thick
semen.
ropes of white semen.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
silver squiggly body of a nobody, as we've seen a million times in this series.
Does save him from being injured, and then who shows up to protect them, but
I don't remember.
yeah, neither do I. That's why I was trying to lead someone into, because it was somebody was like leading the nobodies, and we're like, well, I'm going to help you because we want. It was Zybot, Zemzorb.
Whatever. And Xehanort or Zemnis or whoever the fuck this is like, I see your game. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And who cares?
Yeah.
Who could care?
So, but I love that cutscene. I love
Yeah.
that like these children are being attacked and like almost killed. If it weren't for the goopy white ropes.
Well, they save Ansem,
of
and Ansem's
a
going to
nobody.
show back up here at the beginning of the next episode.
All right. Well, I guess that's it for this episode of Square Roots. We have a Patreon, and if you give at a $3 level, you have access to every single bonus episode. And apparently, we are doing this month Beyond Two Souls, another David Cage classic? Question mark. So I guess
You're the one that demanded that we play it, so I don't know what you're complaining about.
Wait. No.
I barely even got a choice this month.
What?
Oh, he's doing
No.
it. He's doing the thing.
I didn't even want to play this one. I wanted to go watch a movie or something. So we've got that. And then there's also, since it's the year of all votes, we've got that vote on right now where you can vote for whatever your heart thinks is the right thing to vote for.
What do you think is the right thing to do? And remember, this is your chance to be a hero.
I think Alpha Protocol looks like it could be a real good season.
You can win that
On
game
the other
by
hand,
not killing
I could hate
anybody
Alpha
and punching
Protocol
everyone in the throat.
so much that I quit after the second episode.
This Alpha Protocol is so broken that you can win the game by just punching people in the
It's
throat.
amazing.
Which is it's so bad and great. It's really fun. Anyway, so yeah, for $5 a month. But even if you give $1, for any Patreon, we will thank you, and we thank a smattering of Patreons every week. For instance, Jim, who are we thanking first?
I would like to thank Andy Best, Citrusy, Gage La Charité, Waxsmith, Savanax, Jonks, and Jexum do too have hearts. Chris Penyak, Huxley Iguana, Jim, oh my god, did you see Ben's hat? Choo Choo died for our sins.
Aw.
And Dr. Satan Uzuki.
And
Who would you
Vanessa?
like to thank?
No,
Vanessa?
7X.
What?
Savanax.
That's you.
I would like to thank David Green, Nathan Poirot, Megan Sullivan, Samu Mitchell. I'm Hawk's mom, and this is my favorite podcast in Kirkwall. I like big boats. They cannot lie. Abortion rights are human rights. Robert M. Pullum and Miguel Torres. Who would you like to thank? Max.
Waxmeth. I'd like to thank Xehanort is bald so Remy can't control him. Robert T, Tom, Ross Hartley, Tyler, Justin Ham, Bree Girth, our best and handsomest friend Stan Ferguson, my DM, Brian Pitt, Ward Childress, David Shook, Organization 13 going on 30. What about you,
Girl.
Junks?
Girl, come get your Stan. He's been lost in my DMs. What? In my DMs?
Organization 13 going on 30 is a great joke, and I really enjoyed it.
Yes,
Thank you.
it is
Yeah,
very
it's a good
good. Florian Jonas Kramer, Eric Garvey, Xenosaga is just the origin story of Robo Vanessa. Oh, well, we gotta play that. Matt Jorgensen, a robot built from Vanessa's mom's memories or something. Stu Skeel, Tracy the Borg Queen, Race Jenkins, and Cyril the Wolf.
All right, everyone, that's it for this episode of Square Roots. If you'd like to have an email read on the air, our email address is squarerootspodcast@gmail.com.
Oh, I forgot
Come
we
see
got
us.
an email.
No.
Oh, we'll do it next time.
Yeah,
All
we were
right.
recording for 4 hours.
Come see us at our Facebook group, the Square Roots Podcast Group, for smart, cool, very attractive people, or find us on Twitter at Square Roots Pod.
Hey, give us a little rate or review or Rooney, and subscribe on iTunes, Ghana, or wherever you'll listen to podcasts. Thanks to Stephen Morris for our Square Roots theme. You can find Stephen on Twitter as Beige and on YouTube. Links in the show notes. He's been posting a lot of fun covers lately. looks at Vanessa.
Oh, is it time for my thing? Spotify listeners, you can check out our coverage of Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2 on places other than Spotify. What kind of places? Podcast places. Places you find podcasts. You know.
All right, everyone. For Square Roots, I'm Jim Banks.
I'm Matthew Van Flanzant.
I'm
The event Flanzant.
Johnny Non-Flan Brandon.
And I'm Vanessa, and I'm doing my best New Zealand accent because I can't get enough of that Kiwi stuff.
All right. A, it's terrible. It's your British accent. And B, you could have gone with Flanessa. Jeez.
Plus, if you want to do a Kiwi accent, it's got to be a lot.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Vanessa.
Hi, John.
Just
Aye.
think about Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life.
Rocco was Australian, I think. He was Australian and a Kiwi in the New Zealand.
They're so gentle. They have such a gentle
They're very
accent.
gentle. They like to have their advertisements, and they like to say Ursula.
Ursula. You're just hitting it too hard. You have to say
Ursula.
Ursula. Yeah, just a whisper talk like they
All
do
the
in New Zealand.
information's on the task.
Bye, Jim.
All the
Bye,
information's on
Matthew.
the task.
Yeah, I'll start editing this 3-hour episode in a bit.
All
I'm
the
gonna have some
information's
Indian food I have in my
task.
freezer or fridge. I bought a lot of curry, Matthew. Some really good curries.
Last time on Square Roots, Sora harnesses the power of laughter in Monstropolis before heading to the frozen wilds of Arendelle, just in time for Elsa's big solo. Later, he doesn't want to build a snowman, but he does, over and over and over again. Olaf, you gad-for-nothing hunk of ice, pull yourself together next time.
Gad for
I said-
nothing?
I said gad for nothing. Do you
Wow.
get it? Because
Josh Gad.
Josh.
Oh.
Yeah. Make sure
one.
to include the explanation for that joke
I'll
at
put
the
that.
end
I'm gonna
of
put.
the,
Yeah, I'll put that
at the very end of the episode.
Yeah.
So the last thing people hear
Yep.
is being reminded how good that joke was.
Yeah. So anyway, we're talking about going to Timmy's for a double.
No, I'm going to stay home and have a craft dinner.
Yeah. Wow, Jim on Facebook
I did call
called
John
me
out on his
for
Facebook.
housing an entire giant
John
bowl
was like,
of
"Yeah,
craft
I've
dinner.
really been trying to eat better meals," and I was like, says the guy who I watch house an entire bowl of craft dinner on Zoom.
Well, but I've been like since compared to when I was 18, I now eat way
I
better
understand.
and like more variety. Like I won't just eat craft dinner and Harvey's burgers.
Sometimes you just got to make a thing of craft. Sometimes you just got to
Yeah.
eat what's there.
I grated
just
some
what it
old
is.
cheddar on it, and it
I had-
tasted amazing.
Hot dogs for dinner the other day. Did I have like hot dogs and some? No, I just had hot dogs.
Did you stay awake the entire time?
Anyway,